got Chunk in the room. Tried to not have him here, and that did not work. He was very, very, very excited about being here, so that's that. Isn't that right, Chuck? All right. So hope you guys are doing well. It's been a while since we've had just a live stream in the middle of the week like this, or I guess the beginning of the week for some of you guys. Oh, there you go. All right, just try not to get your hair in all of my drinks, okay? All right, Chunk. So, hey, what's up, Max? Glad you were able to get in early. For some reason, I always see you jumping in like an hour into the stream, so I'm glad you're here. Also, okay, great, Ratsa, you should be asleep. But I appreciate the motivation. I'm having a hard time seeing the screen because you can't tell, but he's right in front of both screens. I've got these two very large monitors, and he's just big. Let's try let's get him up here. Okay. Who's big? You being big? Okay. Can you be big over here? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So now he's in the lap. So, oh, he's so proud of himself. You were asleep, then you woke up 2 hours ago. Okay, well, so that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, but I am happy to have you. Hello, Jason and Ekus Will. Howdy, y'all. All right. Finished grad school last week. Congratulations. Hell yeah. Let's give some emojis for Max. So it's fun to see when you started and then now you're done. So how do you feel now that it's done? Happy Children's Day to you too, I guess, Obyung. Hopefully you do your parents still give you money? That is a question. I had a boss back in the U.S. and she's Korean. She would come visit her parents, and every time she came to visit her parents, it didn't matter that she was in her mid 60s, I think it was. They still gave her money, and I thought that was adorable. Got lots to do all day. Yeah, hopefully you get better sleep tomorrow. Chunk has his talons. I think I gotta clip those. I gotta trim some of his hair. He's very sensitive. He's like his dad. He's got these little, like, his hair has got these little kinks in it. His mom's hair is very straight. Ow, ow, oh god. He's playing. He's doing the thing where they grab you and then they bounce their rear feet. Yep. Can we move? Okay. Okay. Why are you doing this? Why you gotta be? Why you gotta be? Did I ever finish Resident Evil? No, I haven't. I did not. If when I do, it'll be streamed for sure. Hello, Chris. Grandma used to give me money when I visit her. That's so sweet. That's sweet. Looks like Nick also can join us probably once they finish with an open mic. Nick is a professional comedian, which is pretty cool. So, all right, let's. I want to jump in. I just wanted to share this. We found this for the whatchamacallit, the the cult meeting, and yeah, it's the title is God Blesses His Most Retarded Soldiers, and the thumbnail is Christian Retard Maxing. Yeah, and that's on purpose. This is all about don't think, just do. And he's got some verses here. Matthew 18:3, James 7 or James 2:17. Like, seek and you shall find. David, Paul, and Peter, especially on the water, they all just acted without thinking, and that's what you need to do. Stop overthinking. I think he moves over. Okay, you're gonna move over too. You're gonna move to the ground. Yeah, you can move over there to the footrest. It's got a little Pokemon. It's like a reverse robe, like a Snuggie, but it's a Pokemon one. I got it at a Pokemon pop-up store. So if Chunk wants to lay down, he can. Yeah, what the actual right, exactly, Chapman, exactly. So yeah, what do you guys? I mean, what do you guys think about this? I think Max would probably disagree. Finishing grad school, probably not against the concept of thinking before acting, right? So this, yeah, this was pretty interesting, but I guess he's not entirely wrong. The problem we ran into is as we were watching, we ran into this guy, this Orthodox dude, this Orthodox priest, and he was talking about, you have to think, don't just act. So okay, which one's right? Are we supposed to discern, pause, and then act, or pause, discern, and act, or are we supposed to just drop the overthinking and just go? As we were watching this guy recommended another guy. We checked out the other guy. That guy was about eat glass, breathe smoke. And yeah, somebody in the comments noted this is definitely idiocracy, which totally agree. Yeah. At one part, I think somebody said something about thinking is gay, and I said that is idiocracy. That's like from the oh god. So hello, Krigorov. You have to sleep shortly. All right. Seems the Onion bought Infowars. They released a sketch. Oh, interesting. Let me see if I can find that. Let's see. I'll check it out in another window. Onion bought Infowars sketch. Let's see what we got. Alex Jones. I'm excited about this. Onion launches new effort to turn Infowars into a parody website. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, you wish them luck. Yeah, I hope no, I don't. I wish them bad luck. I mean, you wish them luck. You didn't say what kind. Let's see. The previous attempt by the Onion to buy Infowars was outright was rejected by another judge. Jones has reported said he will also resist new effort, but apparently he didn't. That's fantastic. It's the Onion's proposal, which requires approval from a judge, would involve a licensing arrangement that would allow it to publish its own parody content on Infowars platform in order to mock conspiracy theories. Oh, that's genius. Oh, good. I'm excited. Can we go there? Infowars. Is it .com? Off air. Apparently it's .nothing. .off. So, oh well. Hopefully we can check this out soon, because that is going to be ripe information. A ripe missing parody. I mean, it's still some type of information, isn't it? That is something. Yeah. See, that requires thought, which we can't do because we got to do not thinking. He moves over for a second, and we get to see the other side. Yeah, he's anti-overthinking, childlike faith, and he says that anxiety, paralysis, which it's not what it means, and optimization. If we give up our thinking, we also lose anxiety, depression, all of that. So it's apparently it's some kind of movement, and I'm not I'm not I want to say I'm not surprised, but I want to say no. I don't know what to say, honestly. I mean, what can you say to this movement to get people to stop thinking? They say overthinking, but they don't define it, and it certainly doesn't fall under like the psychological clinical term for overthinking. It's really what they're saying is, instead of making plans for a business, just start the business. Maybe you should make a plan. We gotta go buy lunches now. Okay. What are you having for lunches? I grabbed a protein bar. Those are kind of easy to eat. Last time I think I was eating just like a block of cheese. I'm almost out of cheese. You're not supposed to drink this. This is one of those mushroom coffees, but it's got some sugar-free Irish cream in it. Are you just gonna lay down? That's acceptable. He's using the JW literature to lay down on. You good? Are you good, Chunk? Okay, there we go. Let's move everything out of the way. Because he's laying down his gigantic ass. Nope. Oh, shit. Hang on a second. No, I can't knock that over, okay? That's not doable. You know, Chunk, not to body shame you, but sometimes we can't fit in the spaces, okay? We can't just move things around. Can't just fit there. All right, just lay down here. That's totally fine. Just right here, okay? What's good about mushroom coffee? It's I mean, it tastes like coffee, but you know, when you're not needing the caffeine, it's nice to have, and it's also not as acidic, so it's gentle on the stomach, which you know, I need that sometimes. Does mushroom coffee have caffeine? It does not. It says it's supposed to give you other ways to perk you up. I don't know about that, but I like it. I had some left over, so I wanted to use it. It was a gift. Yeah, it's called Everyday Doze, but D-O-Z-E Doze. You can also get chicory. There's a brand Tea Chino. It is better than decaf. Yes, it is. Tea Chino, I think is how you write it. They've got a bunch of different flavors, and you can get it in the form of something you could brew in a in like one of those the drip coffee makers, or you can get it as a tea bag, and I use it in the tea bag much more frequently. It's again very smooth, nicely flavored. It's a good time. Yeah, it's supposed to improve the immune system. I'm sorry, Lori, I don't think so. I know the They Might Be Giants song about XTC versus Adam Ant. Is there magic mushroom coffee? I'm sure somebody could DIY it, but I don't think it's something you could just buy readily prepared on the average market. But I'm sure there we go. Okay, he's laying down. God, he's so big. He's so big. He's got this spot. He doesn't like his hair brushed, so sometimes it tends to it'll get matted if it's not tended to near daily, and he hates it so much. So sometimes it's just easier to wait and then just shave some of it off. That's just how he is. He's very anti-brush. His mom loves being brushed. His dad hates it. But he's too strong. If he doesn't like something, it's a fight. Magic mushroom tea tastes like crap. Okay, I believe it. I believe it. Coffee and ginger powder mix is not bad at all. Ooh, that does sound good. Yeah, I mean, coffee's a good time. It's just sometimes, you know, you don't need the caffeine, and which I never thought I would say. And you don't need the acidity, you know. So it's nice to have. Yeah. So have you guys ever heard of this idea about not thinking, just doing? And it's not one of those things where it's encouraging you to act. It's encouraging you to not think, so you act, and just to act without thinking. It's I guess kind of like what was that movie? Yes Man, with Jim Carrey, and he just took all these opportunities, just did stuff, right? It's kind of in that vein. So it's not saying, hey, you know, you've prepared enough, stop hesitating and just get it done. It's not giving you like a checklist to go from idea to inaction. It's sounds dangerous, yeah. It bothers me that you know both of those taste like. I'm gonna look into it. Sounds expensive for the mushroom coffee. The mushroom coffee, I think. I mean, it's got a lot in there. I think it was like $30 for the bag, but there's several servings in it. But the Ticino, it's pretty much the same price as like a box of tea bags. You know, my thinking to action ratio is about 99 to 1. All right, Nike's just do it. I think so. It's that taken to the extreme. We've got some. So I did comment to him, and he said something along the lines of, you know, if you saw this video, then it's reached you or something. And so I said, to test this, I pulled a card from my Angel Tarot deck. It came out as the Queen of Cups, which means follow your intuition and that things will come to fruition if you do. It sounds like the stuff you're saying. Therefore, this must be true information in the video. And he totally misses the point, probably because he's acting instead of thinking. And he says, please leave these occult practices. They are demonic and evil and will lead you to darkness. Repent and believe in the gospel. Christ came for you to have life, and life in the full. May the Holy Spirit convert you. Oh, we got more replies. Is it better to be capable of evil and choose good, or to be incapable of evil? Is it truly good if the being in question does not have the capability of choosing good because it is incapable of evil? I think that eternal damnation for a finite crime is evil, and also the Bible says that Yahweh is the author of evil. So you're following the bad guy in the Bible, my friend. I mean, that's just me acting. Don't think, just do, but do what I want you to do. Right, exactly. Is it a chaga mushroom? I'm not sure. It's a mix. It's definitely a mix. There's what, lion's mane, reishi. There's that one that comes out of the whatchamacallit. I can't think of a word. Caterpillar. The one that grows out of the caterpillar. For some reason, the C word that came to mind was clindamycin. That is not it. So, and it might have a chaga mushroom in there. It's definitely better not being capable of evil. Right, exactly. Right, exactly. But yeah, let's add that in there. But considering all the awful things people do to each other, I would say it'd be much better if we weren't capable of doing those evil things. Plus, we aren't capable of a lot anyway. I can't breathe underwater. I can't fly. I can't go back in time. So I don't know why limiting me in another way would be a bad idea. Cordyceps, yes, thank you. We think so you don't have to. Yeah, a lot of these people, like, I am a paladin with 0 intelligent, 20 faith build, we faith maxing. God knows what you need before you do. Your prayers can be literal, incoherent grunts. God, give me what you will and not what I do. Allow my thoughts to honor you and not the enemy. May my actions as wisdom stat greater than intellect stat. I'm battle esoteric monk, 50 intelligence, 60 strength, 100 faith, 100 heals, 80 charisma. Mythical recommend pull. On today's episode of Unskippable Titles, we Orthodox call these people fools for Christ, and a lot of them become saints and miracle workers, so when a scrolling force meets an unscrollable video, but this was the one that I thought, oh, okay, maybe this is why it was recommended to me, because it said welcome to the Marines. But when we watch this, he doesn't actually mention the Marines at all. So I'm assuming that the title, where it says retarded soldiers, that's what he's calling the Marines. And quite frankly, yeah, we do think, well, we think though, but we do act. We're taught to act, to make command decisions. But you still have to think. You don't just randomly do something, you know. You still think about it. I'm all set with the zombie fungus. Okay, that's good. Yeah, you don't need the zombie fungus either. Job was my gateway to atheism, though Maltheism is a good second choice, right? And yeah, Job was definitely a weird one. I've mentioned this before. I was going through something it was in my life, and I was lamenting to my dad about why is God doing this? I didn't do anything. I don't understand. Like, why do I have to experience this? I'm faithful. I go to church multiple times a week. I was uh, I was in the worship team in both the main service and in the youth group. I spent a lot of time at church. It was either attending services or being part of services or practicing in the worship team for those services, right? So I'm there frequently, and I was glad. I wasn't doing it to prove anything. It was I would rather do it instead of hanging out with friends or something. I wanted to be there. I was really faithful. I really was. So I just didn't understand how come all these good things are happening to these atheists and these lukewarm Christians. Meanwhile, there's me and I'm having to deal with all this crap. So he said to read the book of Job. And I heard that recommendation multiple times. So, okay, fine. I'll read the book of Job. And I remember yelling at him after I was done. And I said, why would you ask me to read this? How is this supposed to be better? So God and the devil are playing with our lives. And then Job, he didn't actually do anything wrong. And then he asked God to explain just what he did so he can repent. And God comes in and he's like, oh, you don't know nothing. Oh, you weren't there when I created the universe. You're not allowed to ask me anything. What kind of message is this? And what, his family dies? What is this message? So that didn't help. What are those Skyrim stats? They might be. I haven't seen anybody have those kind of stats in D&D, especially with faith and heals. Well, I was in the army, and to be fair, I mean, yeah, compared to the army, I'm sure that the Marines definitely qualify for actors versus thinkers, for sure. Especially when it comes to doing something dumb. If you ask us to do something stupid, we will absolutely do it. Like, hey, see who can punch the wall until somebody quits. 100%. I've done that before. The majority of military personnel are under the age of 25, so the old frontal lobe isn't done cooking. That is fair. That is fair. And then you give us this sense of I can do everything. There was that quote. The Marines are convinced to the point of arrogance that they can do anything, and the funny part is they're right. Yes, that was hilarious for black humor. I have my reasons and you shut up, says a god with awful reasons. Yeah, right? I mean, I felt like, as a Christian, I felt like God had no excuse. He had nothing that he could tell Job. What could he possibly tell Job? I was messing with you because I just wanted to see if you were faithful, because I'm all knowing, but I had to prove myself to the devil. Obviously, that sounds like the dumbest thing. So instead, God's like, you can't ask me nothing. You're not powerful. I'm powerful. You're nothing. I'll just give you a new family. Shut up. And that the end. The story of Job. My favorite part is how God thinks children are 100% replaceable. Oh, I know. And when you find somebody who's like a parent, and then they're justifying this Job story, yeah, you definitely look at them sideways. But my warrior ethos, ask him to do something stupid. I bet you won't re-enlist. I mean, yeah, exactly. And they will. They will absolutely re-enlist. A perfect example of how the path of Christ is at absolute odds with modern man's obsession with the self. Modern man's obsession with the self. I mean, the question is, and I always ask this question when I come across this type of thinking: why would God give us brains that let us think, and then punish us for using the brains to think the way that He created them? Why would He do that? Say Beetlejuice 3 times. Don't think right. Don't ask why. The creepy pervert, the mini pervert, is asking you to say his name. Just say it. The smart ones are more anxious. Are they able to know more? More knowledge means more choice. More choice leads to more stress. Stress to anxiety, and anxiety eventually leads to paralysis and inaction, procrastination. Which is why the gospel is a much needed thing for these people, as it tells, be still and know I am the Lord. Anxiety, in most part, comes from a lack of stability or trust, but give themselves to the Lord requires trust. See, the problem is they're talking about the term anxiety very loosely. Like, oh, I feel like I'm not sure what to do. So when they think they have a solution for a thing they've defined, that they think, oh, this is what it means. When they come to somebody who has clinical diagnosed some kind of anxiety disorder, and they say, oh, well, I already came up with a solution to that. Like I had a guy who he self-diagnosed with a medical condition that I originally was discharged for from the military. So he self-diagnoses, and then he does something. I don't know, he does yoga or some crystal nonsense. And then he feels better. And then he says, yeah, so he figured out the cure for this thing. And I had to go like to step zero. Okay, well, how did you even come to the conclusion that you had this when you didn't get it diagnosed? And he basically like defined it the way that it applied to him. And I said, yeah, that's not what it means. So stupid. He had an ectopic pregnancy? No, but neither did I. So, as Eleanor would ask, does he mean knowing once? Aha, aha. Yes. Well, we have to know the Lord, I guess. So, you know. Modern man's obsession with the self, says the guy claiming to have a personal relationship with the creator over the universe. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I will add that in there. Modern, no, that's not this one. There we go. Modern man's obsession with the self, says the person who believes they have a personal relationship with the creator of the universe. Not to mention thinking they have all the answers by saying they have none of the answers. So yeah, it's unfortunate. We get lots and lots and lots of these supportive kind of comments. Elisha Long, that's the other guy. The short bus conquistadors. I just, wow. Jesus Christ is King in all caps with a crown emoji. Just do it meme from 2015. As an Orthodox, because this guy's Catholic, I support every word. Thank you, my friend. Needed this one with so much change in life right now. Based, God bless you all. Yeah. Where's the hype button at? The gospel is for the whole bell curve. Godspeed, brother. That was an interesting one. This is from the Book of the Idiot, when Rogojin calls Mishkin a holy fool or idiot and says God loves your kind. He is acknowledging the profound saintly nature of the prince's naivete. It highlights the idea that spiritual purity often looks like foolishness to the materialistic world. And there's some kind of Wikipedia style citation, 1, 2, and 3, but that doesn't make any sense without the sources listed. So, yeah. That is the word you're looking for is obedience, right? I mean, they already have terms for this, and that's from the Holy Hand Grenade. Love how so many people are much smarter than doctors, researchers, scientists, etc. Oh, I know, right? I was never going to try to guess what you have, but I thought it would make you laugh. It did. Good. I meant that you can be Beetlejuice. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a reference to my clothes, but I mean, I've already appeared. So that's sort of moot. I'm here. You did not have to call me. You have to think like a complete idiot. I mean, that's exactly right. I mean, there's a level of I mean, this makes you uncomfortable. This or makes me uncomfortable. This idea that we should revert to be as childlike as possible, and then that would make us good. Yeah. No joke, great vid. Giga-based. Do not blindly follow any priest or man. Faith is about seeing and believing, not blindly trusting. If someone tells you to do something, whether they are a priest or your father, ensure what they say aligns with the word of God. But if you follow the word of God without seeing evidence, is that not also blind faith? But yeah, I was just really surprised that it's so, all the comments are just basically praising this guy. Like, this was awesome. I really needed this. And then this started us to see a lot of these. If you see this, then this is like what God wants you to see. So like this one, the Bible verse will find this Bible verse will find you when you need it most. So apparently we need this right now because this found us. So let's find out. Let's see. What do we got? Neither height nor depth. Something God. Okay. I wanna. Can't play the videos. Maybe we should just open it up in Blue Letter Bible. That might work. Let's see. blb.org. What was it again? I forgot. Romans. Damn it. God, live. I'm sure it's supposed to say life, but it looks like live. Romans 8:39. Dismiss. Do not want to donate. Romans. I mean, I might, because I use this a lot. Nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord. Do you guys feel better? This is what we all needed right now. Let's see. No, thank you. I prefer knowledge to ignorance. Curiosity was framed. It was ignorance that killed the cat. I forget who said it, not my words. I agree. Because this little idiot, he jumped out on the catwalk, and I was so terrified that he was gonna slip and fall. So I had to call him back in the house instead of freaking out and trying to grab him. I had to call him back inside the house. And then I started having these nightmares that he would jump, but he missed it and he just fell off the building. So that, because he doesn't know what's on the other side. He doesn't know how high up he is. He's been inside his entire life. Isn't that right, baby? It is right. That means nothing. Are you sure that nothing is going to separate from God? That means nothing to you? Damn. Well, I guess we'll have to let them know. What if God already gave up on me? What if I've fallen too many times? I'm struggling with lust and thought God was pushing me away, but saw this and reminded me he's still near. Amen. Praise Jesus. I pray for my brothers and sisters who struggle in the same area. Amen. Please pray for my friend who believes there is a God but doesn't really follow one. Pray that she is touched by Jesus. Oof. This verse finds you not by accident, but by divine timing. God's word is a way of reaching us the exact moment. Okay, well, I think it's more the YouTube algorithm rather than an act of a God. All hail the almighty algorithm. I've got to spell algorithm correctly. Yeah. So that's this. Do we get another one with our algorithmic pull? That's what apparently it's called. Once you see this, you will see this once and then never again. God is speaking. What do you think? No and hell no. Okay. Tiktaalik, your inner fish. A ska cover of a Sum 41 song. What the top of Mount Stupid looks like. Well, I think we've found some of that. Yeah, these are just a bunch of you know, some of these I can see why I got this, but like Cycle Sluts from Hell, not sure where that comes in. God and Discipline. You didn't search for this album, it found you. Cum Beast, Captain Cock. I mean, what the fuck? Here we go. We'll go for some trends are very demonic. Alright, so let's see what we got. What trend are we looking at? Do we have to listen to it? Laid hands on the tattoo. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is awful already. Oh, what do you think's gonna happen to the tattoo? I think the tattoo is going to be it was a swastika and then it turned into a cross. Let's find out. Got some deliverances. The demon wouldn't seem to come out of the person until I laid hands on their tattoo. This is even worse. This is even worse than I thought. All right, let's find out what happened. I think that the tattoo turns into something godly, or they got it removed because after the demon came out, they didn't want it to come back in. What do you think? The mayor of Mount Stupid is in the hospital right now with pneumonia. Is that something that's happening to a political figure and I'm just not aware? The song from Sister Act popped into my head. If one struggles with lust and resist it, they are doing it all wrong. You have to concede and repent. If she isn't sinning, that Jesus died for nothing. That's fair. Okay? Jesus needs you to repent of your sins. If you have no sins to repent of, then why did he die? One fish, two fish, red fish, the abyss. Okay. I mean, it sounds... Is that actually from that book? That's the same way cold reading works. If you have a big enough audience, it will seem to apply to someone. Oh, absolutely. And not only that, but you can make it apply to yourself. And that's why I did those tarot card readings. I don't know. Let's use the cat tarot because Chunk is on it. Who's got a question for the cat tarot? Let me know. Tattoo disappears because it was fake in the first place. Okay, maybe the tattoo was ordered on like AliExpress, and it had mercury in it, and it was making the person act nutty. And then once it disappeared, it was fine. All right, let's find out. Some trends are demonic. Okay, the tattoo was an open door for the demonic. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. This guy also has tattoos. The guy watching this says, make heaven crowded. That's cute. That's cute. But he's also tattooed. Okay. Cross tats always make me laugh. Makes me want to get out Leviticus 19:20. Oh, yeah. Because they're holy for God. I remember the first time it happened, I was at my former church, and I remember one of the guys who was a minister in the church got up, lined everybody up, because he was ready to do deliverance on them. Like everybody needed deliverance. The entire church needed deliverance. Okay. Make heaven crowded sounds psychotic. I mean, okay. I'm looking at it sort of this cute way to say, you know, go evangelize, or, you know, it's a new way to say preach the gospel to every preacher. But it also seems like, yeah, walk into a religious gathering and end people's lives, you know. Don't do that. I'm against that. You shall not make any gashes in your flesh for the dead, any tattoo or marks among you. I am the Lord. Yeah, make heaven crowded and let God soar. Not exactly. So it can't have that. You guys, why are you so demonic? I was looking at it from such a pure place. Why'd you guys have to change it? You're demonic overthinking. Ugh. Does this kind of theist realize that every time we hear them talking, they sound nuts? Yeah. I don't think so. I think they're brought up because I was, you know, this type of theist, under this idea that the more you talk about Jesus, the more it will touch people's hearts, that it will fill the God-shaped hole in their heart, and they will come to Jesus because your faith will attract them. It's going to captivate them, and it will make them fall to their knees. So, I mean, I did that. I remember going and inviting my entire 8th grade social studies class for some reason to church. Probably invited everybody else, like all my other classes, but 8th grade I just remember the most. And I remember being told in youth group that, yeah, the student did it, and then everybody fell to their face and the teacher was weeping and they all called out to God and everybody, you know, so I'm expecting this, like, this I don't know, output, because I'm doing the input, I'm expecting an output, right? If you do A, then B will happen. Okay, I'm expecting B. So I'm just standing there inviting everybody to church and whatever, and nothing. Everyone just, if they weren't ignoring me, or sleeping, they just kind of looked at me, just very blank faced. And the teacher was like, okay, do you have anything else? No, that's it. All right, well, thank you for that. Please, you know, have a seat. Oh, and then there's the bell. Okay, guys. And that was it. Absolutely nobody fell to their face. And I think that's the problem when it comes to telling these stories. I don't know if they just expect you to believe them, not actually try to make them happen. Because when you get people like me who get into stuff and we want to do it and we want to test it and we want to see how things work, that we're gonna go do it and we're going to find out that none of it is true. You know, we're going to go try to talk to somebody who might not speak the same language, and so we're going to start praying in tongues because we're told that oh yeah, there was a missionary who, you know, they went to a place but they didn't know anybody's language, and nobody else knew the language. Even the interpreter didn't know the language, saying, oh, they speak an old type of language, I don't even know what it is. So the missionary starts praying and speaking in tongues, and everyone's so amazed, and they say, oh wow, I can't believe you know our language, oh my god. So you do that, and then you find out that people just walk away because they think you're nuts. So it doesn't work. It does not work. We're dark. Leave. Cat Tarot, what do I need to do to make 1 million? Please do not answer. Start with 2 million. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Let's go ahead and ask the tarot. What will help us make $1 million? What is this? This has no... What is it? It's not, it's not pentacles. There's what? Swords, pentacles. I don't even have all of them off the top of my head. The hell? I forgot. Swords, pentacles, something. These are something else. Let me remediate myself. Wands and cups, thank you. Because there's nothing. These are just hearts. Does hearts correspond to something else? Is it cups? They're not cups. Is it? Oh, is it the lover? Well, it's lovers. It's just single one. I think it's 3 of something. The hearts are cups. Thank you. That's what I was trying to remember if they were. So 3 of cups. All right, and that's inverted. Let's get this over here. 3 of cups. And we've got independence, alone time, hardcore partying, and 3's a crowd. Independence and alone time. Start an OnlyFans. Thank you. Thank you, Cat Tarot. There you go. Start an OnlyFans, and you're ready to go, Lori. You're ready to go. Tap the tattoo with your phone. It'll show you the location of a tattoo parlor. Oh, so the hole in my heart is a mild annoyance. Thought better. Yep. Using playing cards, spades or swords, clubs, and diamonds or coins. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. I haven't, I know that they correspond to the playing cards, but for this one, they still have, like, cups and everything. So I was just kind of surprised to see hearts out of nowhere. Yeah. So for these, I don't know. I don't use this deck very often, but since I have Chunk in here, I want to have him here more often. So, anybody else have a question for the Cat Tarot deck? Because that was a pretty straight answer. Pretty solid answer. It works as actually intended to control people. That's true. I mean, it controlled me until it couldn't, though. That's the issue. So I'm standing there in line. All right, so she's getting them deliverance. Getting deliverance if I need it, right? thinking I'm going to get some deliverance if I need it. So this is really the entire congregation was just brought up for this faith healer. Oh my goodness. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. But all of a sudden he looked at me and he said, Tiffany, will you come up and help? My head was like, crap. I wanted to receive. Nevertheless, I said, okay. So he had everybody to do a renunciation. After that, he started to pray. He started to call demons out. And the girl that had been standing next to me, she started manifesting. If you don't know what it means that the demons that were in her started to show up. So he started taking her through deliverance. This is the part where he asked me to help. I believe what happened was she was standing next to me. She started manifesting. He was calling the demons out. They were taking a long time. He had a long people that he had to go through deliverance, so he asked me to come assist. So I started praying for the young lady, and just like with him, that spirit didn't want to come out of her. So I started pacing and praying because I can't do this by myself. I need God. You need the revelation of God because it is God that casts the demon out. You're just the vessel. So again, why do you have to beg God to do his job? That's the issue. Why do you have to beg him to do his job? God doesn't want you infested with demons. You're at church, you're in a deliverance lineup because you don't want to be infested with demons. But that's not enough. You need to have a third party come in and pray to become a vessel for God, and then God can do the thing. It just doesn't make sense, you know. We have playing cards with cups and swords and coins and stuff. We call them Napoletane. Danero, produces them. No stop. Are they playing cards or are they tarot cards? So I'm pacing. I'm asking for God for insights, and then all of a sudden he's asking me to turn my head. I look at her and I see a tattoo on her ankle. I think it was. Okay. That's why I'm okay. The tattoo's not on my ankle. Apparently that's some kind of weak point. Like the Achilles. He drew me to that tattoo. So I went over there to the tattoo. I laid hands on the tattoo. And you know, the next thing, she started screaming. The demons started coming out. This is why I tell people all the time, y'all need to stop following these trends. Just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean you need to do it. Well, what's this a tattoo of? What trend is she following? Because, I mean, tattooing has been around for a very long time. Oh, don't worry, Chunk. No one's going to tattoo you. He just kind of slips because he's still knocking down this thing. Here, let me get this out of here. There you go. There you go. So, done deliverances, laid hands on the tattoo. Oh my gosh. The demon comes out. Wow. The tattoo was an open door for that unclean spirit. So how come everybody's not infested with tattoos? Or with demons? Every tattoo person. Just because it looks cute on somebody, just because it's trending, doesn't mean that you need to be part of it. I just, does the first lady know that tattooing... Why does it have a 4? When did I hit a 4? Tattooing has been around forever. That's it. Demons are behind a lot of these trends because demons need somewhere to stay. Really? They're limited by trends, you guys. Demons are the ones that they come up with the new TikTok trends. They're the ones. To the devil, you are but real estate. They need a house to live in. Why? They were fine. They've existed forever before I was born, essentially. But they need me? That's ridiculous. Why do they need me? Don't they live in hell? Why did 86 and 47 become popular numbers? Is that something to tattoo on us then? And then the demons can come out? Align yourself with his doctrine. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Uh-oh. God said my people perish for lack of knowledge. But the other guy said that we need to not have knowledge. All right, opening the door for the enemy. For example, the clock is a symbol. You guys, this got way dumber. I'm gonna open my protein snack. I'm too stressed out. I'm gonna badly cope with food. They're good, they're just a bit dry. This is not it. You cannot petition the Lord with prayer. Demons are a new name for memes, apparently. Trump is number 46. Trump is 47. 86, 47. What's the 86, though? Am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something. Getting all this cat hair stuck to my face. Never felt comfortable with that symbol. The clock. The clock. You've never felt comfortable with the clock. The clock. Just say that you're never on time. That's it. You don't have to say it's a demonic symbol. Just say you are not comfortable with time. Chunk, these are not for you. He's sniffing where the snack was. Ms. Lemon, 86. You know, like 86s? Like to 86 something? Yeah. Yeah, cancel the order. Oh, I see. 86, 47. Gotcha. I want to get 1312 tattooed on my chest in calligraphy. Why don't you get a clock? Snitches get stitches and stuff. Jeez. What is going on? What's going on in the world? Are we getting worse? Am I doing old man yells at cloud? Or has it always been this stupid? Chunk, what do you think? Let's ask the occult tarot. We got the occult. He was sleeping on it. Chunk, please. You can't have freaking fiber and what's it called? Chocolate. That's just not. All right, he's sleeping on the Jehovah's Witness literature. Excellent. So she hasn't felt comfortable with clocks. Look, I get it, man. I'm on something called Island Time. And I hear that there's another term for that in the African American community. And that's fine. We do not follow what the clock says. The clock does not dictate when I arrive. Do you see what I'm saying? I arrive when I arrive. It's like a wizard. I arrive precisely when I mean to. I'm not late. I'm not early. But that doesn't mean the clock is not something I feel uncomfortable. That is some kind of demonic symbol. Cat Tarot, should I be retard maxing? Let's find out. Let's do it. As I'm shuffling, it's blowing I guess the slight breeze coming from it. It's blowing Chunk's flowing hair. We have, let's see. Let's see the biddy. We got 9. Ooh, abundance, luxury, self-sufficiency, and financial independence. So what I think this is saying is that if you follow retard maxing, you will have all of these things. Abundance, luxury, self-sufficiency, and financial independence. So the answer is yes. Accept it uncritically. Pay me some money. Saying we're done with Trump. Yeah, the 86. Yeah. I've only heard about 86 because I haven't worked in a restaurant like that. I've heard it from some kind of animation, something like that. But 86, I've only heard for food, like that gets taken off the menu. But yeah, I guess yeah, you can use it for somebody. That makes sense too. This is stupid. They're just handing out megaphones. Yeah. Speaking of being done, Lemon, could you turn your volume up? Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. Where's my thingamajig? Is that better? Test, test, test. The only problem is, let's try coughing. Is that too loud? Let me know about the sound, and we'll continue about what's wrong with clocks. Okay. Nevertheless, a bit more. All right, we'll see you later, Lori. You should be able to catch it on the replay. Let me bring down the microphone. That might be more helpful. Is that better? Yeah, so this, since I'm not playing anything, it should be something that you should be able to catch. Sorry if you ruin it for everyone else. It's what I do. No, you're totally fine. I'm sure if this was an issue for you, it was probably an issue for other people. So, clearer? Okay, great. I wanted to keep it way out, but I mean we could get the boom mic in there. Why not? I like it. I like it when it's in when it dips into the scene. What in a B movie? It just I really that's one of my favorite things. When you're watching a B movie and then the boom mic just dips in. I love it. But I didn't know if it removed the, I don't know, immersion. Some of y'all are so desperate to fit in or remain relevant that we use clocks. Mic right up in my face, yeah. That's it. We don't need to go ASMR. I know, it's got extra, so this we have a plosive protection, and the cat hair adds more protection. He's just doing his own witchcraft, isn't he? Look at him. He's such a little baby. He's just being a baby. Now we'll hear chunks rustle. Yeah, that's the only other problem is he might brush up against it, but he's laying down. Oh, so you were talking across the room? Oh yeah, no, it was just way up here. That's all. That's half a cat on there. I know. Yeah, you can. You can take the cat hair from brushing them and then, make those little like felt toys. You can make one of the cats with that. They got plenty of hair. So some of us are so relevant or desperate to fit in or remain relevant that we end up using clocks. Is that right? You do everything you see everybody else doing. Anytime I see that stuff, I'm thinking just be you. Believe it or not, you're good. But again, the clock is a symbol. I said to myself when I saw it, I guarantee you that's rooted in witchcraft. Are you First Lady? Just say you don't like to follow a schedule. The clock is rooted in witchcraft. Is a bizarre way to say you are usually late. I mean, come on. Ridiculous. Hyperallergenic. That's exactly needle felting. It's very, yeah. I already have to take allergy medicine anyway, so yeah, it's helped. It's helped me tolerate the kitties a lot more. Yeah, exactly. They just do whatever they want. I guess that's demonic. All right, I felt it. I didn't do any research. Yeah, no, really. You didn't do research. That clocks are witchcraft. Clocks are witchcraft. Clocks are witchcraft. I mean, come to find out, a witch came on TikTok and said that it is a symbol that witches use to send out darts against people. Come on. Come on. Making division is witchcraft for that lady. No one can make 24 hours out of a day. Right. Early clock faces had astrological symbols, but then everyone knew how to use an astrolabe. I mean, I guess that's satanic. There's a lot of people that don't want to give up something the moment they learn something that everybody's doing and they felt like it. Whenever it comes out, they give the truth behind it. They go to the comment section. They look desperately for somebody else that'll say, well, that ain't what it mean to me, or this is what it mean. And they end up staying in bondage because they like to be trending. Seriously, clocks are not, what's trendy about a clock? What, I mean, what, the freaking Sumerians? I mean, I don't know. I gotta add that in there, What's trending about a clock? This is ancient, is it technology? Tricknology? For those of you in the know, is this ancient? I'm going to say, is this ancient tricknology? Come on. Oh, no, I can't. This is ancient. We'll just put a period. Because then some of it they might accuse me of being racist because it's from that, what is it? That, the Black Hebrew Israelites. They don't want to give the devil back his stuff. Or the tea trend. Everybody's talking tea this, tea that. What they mean is gossip. Really? They mean gossip? Do you know that the ministry deliverance, we have to cast gossip and slander out of these people's tongues? It's an actual demon. And I know somebody to get mad and say, you can't. So what is Marcus adding to this? He's just playing what she's like. I'm at least responding to it, right? He's just letting it play. And then he is collecting 378,000 views plus all the money associated with that. Just to let her talk. What is he adding? Is he talking finally? Okay, he's finally talking. Okay. I was gonna say. But then if I do this, YouTube's like, oh, we can't show it. You played a clip for 10 seconds, so copyright violation. I guess, yeah, clocks are actually alien tech confirmed, right? Big ass head Yakub, not racist at all. Well, Yakub was racist. That's different. Daylight savings time is evil, though. It is. Is this Beetlejuice cosplay, by the way? No, I have a striped shirt. What makes it Beetlejuice? I have no green. I should do Beetlejuice for the next video. Oh my god, this video's taking so long to edit. I don't even know why. I recorded a video. I finished at like 4 p.m. and then I was it got to 8 p.m. and I was still editing and it was only halfway edited. Look, I don't teach English. There's a reason. That sucks. Which, by the way, I might be doing summer school again. I think I'm gonna put a line on it, like summer school should only. This is only for English, and there's students that attend because they need English remediation, and then there's students that attend because they know English. They just were too lazy to do the homework. That second group shouldn't be there. That second group, the 2 times that I've taught summer school, that second group is such a huge detriment to the first group. They are sitting in the classroom, messing around. They don't do their work. Whatever they submit is not even completed all the way. So for me to have to be, blasting through grading as fast as possible, they don't do it. They don't get it done. So they're just a waste of time. And I even had to start implementing this. Instead of playing after you eat, you have to do your homework. And then they started lying about finishing their homework. And it's just, why are you here? So I think I'm gonna put I'm definitely gonna put in a request. That's all I can do, and just say, listen, summer school should be for students that actually need remediation. These are students that they need one-on-one time. They need a more in-depth, they need these smaller classes for more in-depth help. This is not for students that just didn't want to do the work. Because the amount of students that are there that were totally fine, their English is fine. They just didn't want to do it. They just didn't want to submit their homework. Get out of here. Get out of here. You should have to, because the idea is that if they can redo all the basics, then they should be able to go to the next class. No, repeat the class. That's you made that decision. Repeat the class. Well, to be fair, clocks are trendy. What was that plastic thing we all bought in the 90s? It was colorful, trending towards collection. Swatch? Something like that? Those are demonic. I agree. Zagnut. Homework is demonic. Clocks are demonic. Homework is demonic. Therefore, clocks are homework. Sundials are overdue homework. This is great. I think if a student can figure that out I'll make a multiple choice question. If they can figure that out, they'll pass the class. So we see what everyone else is doing instead of what God designed you to do. So wait a minute. So we're told to not follow trends unless those trends come from God. Okay. That's the same as Don't follow those other religions. They're wrong. Our religion is right, though. They're wrong. They have no evidence to support them. Our religion is right, though. No, you can't see any evidence. It's all faith-based. Yeah. Being undong this summer, I mean, if you want to yell at students for an afternoon, yeah, come and yell at them. So we had her in the yoga pose. It had her body doing a downward doggy. This girl, that is not what it's called. It is not a downward doggy. Why do you have to make it sound sexual? This is you. This is all on you. This is all on you. Whatever her name is. Face down, tail up, and the demon didn't want to come out. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's like, I wonder if they do this on purpose, where they make it sound provocative just to see if anyone reacts to being provoked. And then they can say, oh, you're the one making it bad. Eventually he had to come out, but I'm simply saying this, just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean you need to do it. I know it's trendy to pull up the Starbucks and get yourself a Frappuccino and get yourself some type of drink, or get you a Stanley. Are they saying that Stanley cups and Frappuccinos are also demonic? Saying things like, come with me while I go do this. Okay, so get ready with me. So okay, TikTok, all right. And that's fine and dandy. It's not necessarily wrong. What I'm saying is this to say, if you keep doing that over the course of your life, you're going to keep losing yourself trying to be everybody else. I don't think anybody does that to be somebody else. I think they do that because they found it entertaining. They found it fun or cute or whatever. So they also want to contribute to that. I don't think they're doing it to be the person. Does she not understand how trends work? Downward doggy is when you do the downward dog and then you wag your tail in the air. Apparently, that's why the demon, he don't want to come out. This is getting weird, lady. Do I need to give consent? Right. Demons are indigestion and flatulence. Well, that's when you get into the wind relieving pose. New type of miasma theory. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's got that caffeine. Again, your authority is linked to your authenticity. Okay. So what, is this like a handmade bandana and handmade shirt? Or did you, oh, you bought it somewhere because it looks trendy. Oh, okay. They just want to fit in. They don't accomplish much in life. Okay. What about the eyelashes? So the long eyelash extensions trend is okay. The blue eyeshadow trend is okay. She's not losing herself trying to be everyone else. But a clock, that's the devil trying to get you. Question mark. Yep, that's it. That's it, you guys. I'm too old to strike a fart pose. I usually just stop when I'm doing it. Hope for the best. Right, just do the lean. Hope that nobody hears you, and have a backup plan in mind if things are too loosey goosey. Instead, they end up being 68 years old, still locked up in a child's mind, not knowing how to escape that place because they never got a chance to grow up and be who they truly are. What? Just because they want to go buy a Stanley Cup? Okay. I mean, there is something to be said for a person who can't, like, who follows trends too closely with this fear of missing out, right? This FOMO, and that's anxiety. That can be an anxiety response, so they keep doing it because they're worried that they're going to miss out on something that they need. And that's something to address, but that doesn't keep them in a child's mind. Doesn't mean you can't grow up. And again, she's doing all the trendy stuff with the trendy filter, making her face trendy smooth. I'm gonna add that out in there. The ultra smoothing skin filter trend is okay. All right. But I'm reminded of what is it? The Devil Wears Prada, where they were like, "Oh, these belts are so different," and then Andy laughs, and then Miranda's like, "Oh, you think this is funny? Well, they look the exact same. I don't think that I don't know, driven by fashion, or I think all the fashion's silly." And then Miranda's like, "Oh, you think you're not affected by this?" And so she talks about this cerulean blue sweater that she's wearing and how that actually was related to stuff that they were doing in that room a few seasons prior. So I think that's perfectly addresses this. She's saying, "Oh, you can't follow trends because trends are you're going to lose yourself in the trends." Meanwhile, she's following these trends, and she thinks she's divorced from it, but she's absolutely not. Hello, Victoria. We lost the best part where the clocks are demonic symbols. Yeah, I know. I'm hoping we'll find something equally ridiculous. Yeah. So some trends are demonic. By the way, clocks are trending, not ancient technology. They're trending, and they're a gateway to witches who want to throw darts at people. She did not elaborate. She did not tell us whether these are spiritual darts or physical darts. Maybe she's confusing clocks with a dartboard, which might be why she's late all the time. Okay, abandon who you are and become somebody else is demonic. Wait. Being encouraged to abandon who you are and become somebody else is demonic. Yet didn't Jesus call for exactly that? So is Jesus demonic? Or is it not demonic only when Jesus tells you to give up everything and follow him? That's bizarre. That's the thing. Do you not realize what you're saying? Do you not? All right, counting on not liking, all while training your brain to think like a sheep. Literally, because wolves love some lamb chops. I mean, again, I just love just adding more. She's talking against being a sheep, but the Lord is my shepherd. Is she not? All right, so some of the trends nowadays that she's talking about, okay, like about the clock. Maybe it's cause I'm 42, but I don't think half the stuff that these people do nowadays is even remotely cute. Okay, so we're doing Old Man Yells at Cloud. But no, he and I we're just about the same age. I agree. I don't necessarily think some of this stuff is cute. Some of it I get, like these fashion trends. Do you remember that one? They played that emergency paging Dr. Beat. Emergency paging Dr. Beat. And like they would kick their feet and then they would change their outfit. I think that's cute. Didn't participate, but I think that's cute, right? I mean, what are they doing nowadays? 6'7"? No, do not think that's cute. And I deliberately would overused it. I did, and another teacher did, just so the students would think it's uncool. So because I asked them like, well, what does it mean? They said, oh, it means nothing. I said, well, where is it from? And they explained. I said, all right, so it doesn't mean anything. I said, right. So I just started using it. So one of the students, they made fun of another student. It was their friend. It wasn't bullying. And I said, wow, that wasn't very 6'7" of you. And they all groaned, so yeah, thankfully that didn't work. Tide Pods, okay, that's true. If she ever wrote a script, do you think she would realize it didn't make any sense? I don't know. And I also like reading these because you lose out on the pacing, you lose out on the charisma that may accidentally make you feel like it's making sense. Because most of what we pick up on and glean from, it's not words, it's not what's being said, but more how it's being said. So I think when we remove all of that, it really points out how ridiculous it sounds. I also don't love modern trends, but as devil advocate, back in my day, yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, what was we had Genko jeans? I mean that's a travesty. Those pants that were so long you'd step on them and then they get all busted up and muddy and then they'd rip. What were we thinking? What else? What else? What else? What are some trends? Oh, the parachute pants. The neon windbreakers. Hated those. Gigantic bangs, just huge, just like the ones that look like a circle right above your head, or above your forehead. You have a closet full of Jenkos, please. Please tell me it's true. Confidence influences opinions. Absolutely. It's like putting Shapiro at 25% speed. I don't think that would make him any more tolerable. I think that would make it worse. That is hell. Yeah, any of these that are cute trends, I think some of them that have to do with, I don't know, the hairstyle or get ready with me, but it's just me doing my makeup or something, those are fine, you know. Bell bottom jeans again. Are we getting bell bottoms back? And then when the youth started to call the 2000s fashion, early 2000s fashion, Y2K fashion, and I was like, that phrase that brings back memories, you know. Bring back memories of the rapture. So, no thank you. You know, the clock and tea and all that stuff is just so weird to me, man. Okay, well, let it be weird to you. It's to me it's just the evolution of language. It's not that weird. 6 7 meaning nonsense. That to me is like Millhouse is not a meme, is a meme. It's so you know Millhouse himself, he's not a meme, but Millhouse is not a meme, is a meme. It's stupid, just stupid. But that was funny to us, you know. Sheesh, I lived through the '80s. We were the generation that started Holy Jeans. Yeah, what I mean, think about some stuff. What was from the ET Atari game? That was awful. Uh, what else? What else was bad? Wood paneling on everything, even on the side of cars. What the fuck? Pay extra for something others throw away. Pet rock. You know, these were not. Plus, I mean, I showed the students these cartoons from the newspaper back from like the 1910s, and just how nothing has changed. You know, they're compa- I mean, nothing has changed. I have all these printouts and stuff about things that we it's like, oh, this is the new slang, and then someone critiques the slang. Okay, it's the same as today, right? Kids these days don't know how to, like, they prefer to listen to radio instead of reading a book, you know, and that's going to reduce their intelligence. I mean, it's the same thing, right? Avocado colored appliances, right? Everything atomic, X-ray, everything, radon, everything. Now, obviously, this is, you know, further back, but some of those trends is pretty dumb. Doesn't mean that, you know, it's just you not staying on top of the trends. I stay on top of the trends to make sure that my students aren't saying anything that's detention worthy to each other. You know, I had to know what a gat was. Cake. What is cake? Um, you know, other phrases like that. Uh, and then it is kind of easier to makes the lesson more entertaining. You know, most students are not interested in history, so when you talk about, like, yeah, you know, look at Marcus Antony or Mark Antony. He's like he's a thickums. You know that boy got the gat. You can hear him. He can't sneak anywhere. Them cakes clapping everywhere he goes. You know, the students just, they're rolling. You know, and it's fun. Uh, yeah. So this, I don't know. It is weird if you don't stay on top of it. Sure, you know, but once you accept, yeah, this is gonna happen. Like the word salmon. A lot of people are changing it to salmon. That's not how I learned it, but if that's gonna be understood by other people, especially other people where English is not their first language, then I'll say salmon. The same thing happened to falcon. It used to be facon, but now it's falcon, you know? Yeah, debak. Newspaper jokes circa 1890s, exactly. Chad GPT will rot your brain. I mean, we had what? TV will rot your brain. But I think there might be some truth to outsourcing your thinking. And the same issue was with Google. When we were able to look stuff up more easily, we're not exercising uh, the, our memories, so our ability to make memories. And the students, yeah, they have a hard time memorizing vocab and stuff because we had to memorize a bunch of phone numbers, dates, parent names, etc., just in case we get lost and we encounter a nice policeman, and we have to tell the policeman how to get back home, right? It's the same idea um, with those, we're used to memorizing stuff. So when we were in, I don't know, grade 8, and you get a biology class and you got all this vocab to memorize, it's just more stuff to memorize. But for these students, a lot of them don't even know their home address. If you ask them their home address, they have to open up an app, like a delivery app, to check what their home address is. Then you ask them, hey, so we need you to memorize all this vocabulary, and they think this is an impossible task. Who can do this? Where we think this is totally doable, we did it. And that's the difference, Goodbye, critical thinking, looking good, Ms. Lemon. Are the two statements that you just made related? This new electricity trend is pretty demonic too, by the way. Exactly. ChatGPT takes over, so there's no retention. Yeah, that's part of the issue. Just asking it whatever. So it is, but it is what it is. It's not meant for me. I'm out of that, that age demographic. Okay. Well, he recognizes that. Just like everybody wants to get septum piercings right now. And don't get me wrong, septum piercings are not demonic. Okay. People keep asking, is nose rings demonic? But in the Bible, nose rings are a sign of beauty. But the thing that I keep seeing is clears throat. That nowadays, the septum theory, maybe meant septum piercing, is the septum nose ring theory. It kind of has a bad connotation to it. Like your viewpoints are not usually aligned with conservative Christian beliefs. So, because the Bible says, so wait, and so it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying if you got a nose ring you're crazy or anything like that. I'm definitely not saying that, but I feel like people, they jump on the bandwagon for things just because everybody else is doing it. And a lot of times it is stemming from something like rejection, so they just want to fit in. And it's just like with LGBT, you guys. Oh boy, let's pause and brace yourselves for whatever is about to happen. What do we think is about to happen? I think it's going to be something about the transgenders and 54 genders attack helicopter. That's what I think. What do you think? Woke ass nose ring. No more Bible school, just ChatGPT Bible time. Ooh. I still pay for the landline. Ooh. Can't remember cell numbers. I remember the cell numbers. But I also remember my first phone number, I also remember my mom's cell phone number, but not my dad's. Pronouns? Could be pronouns. Can we ask them about the Prince Albert? Yeah, no, I know it's a piercing. Yes, you're adults, look it up. It's a piercing through the end of one's eggplant. That's what it is. It's through, I forget the part, but it's like it's like the taint of the penis. You know what I mean? It's the part that like that begins the fold on the bottom. It's on the taint of the penis. What's that called? The so-called pee-pee? Wait, I'm sorry. We were talking about so the video we're watching is talking about trends. The guy's talking about the septum piercing, and then one of the comments was, well, we should ask him what he thinks about the Prince Albert, and then if you don't know what it is, it's a piercing. Look it up, you're adults. And I said, no, I'll just, I just explain it. It's through the end of the eggplant, and then I just described it as the taint of the penis. So that is it. Being gay is trendy now, apparently. So that's what we're thinking. So let's see. Taint, the area we don't discuss openly. Let's see what we can do. Engage with my audience. Start a poll. All right. Is he about to talk about increase in LGBT outness? Something about trans people. Add option. Other. Specify. There we go. Poll is created. Why are you refreshing? Okay. The taint of chaos. Yeah, it is educational. There were some people assuming that LGBT was to fit in. Yeah, because you fit in, right? You don't get beat up and beat to hell and beat within an inch of your life or worse, right? Yeah, it's to fit in. No, what gay people do, if they want to fit in, sorry, LGBT people, queer people, what they do to fit in is they join the Marines. The military is a gigantic closet. Did Prince Albert have a Prince Albert? I hope so. I don't know. Did Lou Gehrig have Lou Gehrig's disease? Did the Asperger's guy have Asperger's? Other declining birth rates. Oh, that's a good one. Let's see what we got. Let this go on for another minute. Because I wonder, being so, that's what we get. Just like with LGBT being so. So while you guys are wrapping up your votes, let's find out the most, the best comments, the most upvoted comments. My husband always says, if the world is in it, God's not in it. Okay. As for me and my house, we gonna serve the Lord. If it's a trend, it's not your friend. One of the trends I think is weird. When people post their lifestyle, relationships, and children online, social media is a portal. Who knows what unknown is watching? You know what? I'll agree with children, definitely. Yeah, do not post your children online. I'm an ex-tattooist of 15 years. I feel so bad for every person I've scarred for life. May God have mercy upon my soul. Okay. So the cat hair is getting to me. Just give me a sec. I know that not everybody is a big fan of nose things, so I'll go ahead and turn off my video. But I'm just, I don't know, I get a lot of, I don't know, just a little drippage. It's got to get wiped up. As for me and my house is another Promise Keeper thing. Yeah. I have the Promise Keepers open, by the way. Boom, right there. Because I thought, oh, we'll check that out. Was he born an idiot or did he transition into one? Either way, I accept him for who he is. Remember, well, we talked about that already. We saw that earlier. And that is apparently called retard maxing. That's their term for it. We got another question about Beetlejuice costume. It is not. It's just a striped shirt. Doesn't have any of the other stuff on it. But because that's the second time I got that question, I'm thinking maybe I'll do my next video as Beetlejuice. Because why not? Also, don't post trips online. Hi, come rob my house, right? I find this the world thing so annoying. Literal justification for othering. Who's going to explain to them it's not good? Oh, no, they like it. They like it. All right, so most of you guys, well, not most, but the majority vote is that he's going to talk about an increase in LGBT outness. All right. Let's see what we got. He's just sitting here. How is his cat hair detaching from him? Don't move. Don't move. No, this is the wrong one. Goodbye. God knows it's too much. Oh, he wants to speak with me. All right. Well, he can do that himself. If it's not from the Holy Spirit, you don't want to get near it. Oh boy. All right. With LG people being so trendy right now, Like, it's so weird that people are willing to go against biblical identities just to fit in somewhere just because the rest of the world doesn't love them. And the LGBT community is supposedly inclusive and loving, but they're some of the most hateful people I've ever, seen or encountered. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, if you tell them they're going to hell and that they're just making it up to be trendy, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to be pretty mad back. I know it's because it's a spirit on them. There's a reason why people are acting the way they're acting. Wow. That's it. Maybe the hostility from the LGBT types is from Christians coming up to them, telling them their queerness is made up, demonic. It's made up for acceptance / trendiness, demonic in nature, and makes them deserving of eternal torture. I guess people don't like hearing your religious nonsense being used to hate others. Who would have thought? Oh no, did you really? Did you really do this? Okay. All right. Cats have prehensile hair and moves on its own. That's very fair. The two biblical identity, male and property. I'll admit I don't react well when someone initially attacks me verbally. Instinctually, I'm going to strike back. Right. I have to value someone before their opinions matter to me. That's also true, you know. I remember there was something some student said about how they didn't like this one teacher. They felt like they were trying too hard to fit in and be liked by the students. And I said, yeah, you can't do that as an adult. And then I said, I mean this with peace and love, you guys. You guys are perfectly fine and wonderful individuals. But I in no way base my sense of self on you. I do not look to you for my sense of understanding, accomplishment, and so on, because you are, again, with peace and love, you're just a bunch of adolescents. You guys are not my loved ones, you know. In the same way, you guys shouldn't look to me for that either. You shouldn't look to your teachers. You shouldn't look to most of the other student body either. You guys should look to, people that you actually care about. So when she said you can't do deliverance without God, she's trying to help this woman be free, can't figure out what the source of oppression is, and God shows her the tattoo. He highlights the tattoo. Sometimes if you have these demonic tattoos, again, we don't know what the tattoo even was, which is interesting. She didn't say what it was. For all we know, it was like an angel, a wing, or a cross. Did the Bible say anything about Jesus' sexual orientation? We know Muhammad's straight. No. We know that there was a naked guy who fled from Jesus' tent. That's all we know. But beyond that, no, we can only guess. Let's see, you could be in for some trouble. There's always going to be freedom in the name of Jesus. And this isn't fear-mongering, guys, because if you've been delivered, you don't have to worry about that. What? So again, it's just random. I know people that do have tattoos on their body. I even got tattoos on my body, I wish I never would have gotten, but I know that I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. And part of my testimony is the fact that I have all these tattoos. Am I going to be getting any more? I can't say that I will, but here's the thing. Just because something's trending doesn't mean that I'm going to partake in it. I'm pretty chill being the way that I am right now, right? I'm not really trying to fit in with nobody. And half the stuff that people are doing nowadays, we was already doing back in the 90s and early 2000s anyway. So y'all just be riding the wave that we created. I don't think he realizes that we also did that. I just remember it was that same social studies class. And I remember just as the students kept saying, oh, 6'9", 6'9". 69, 69. So, you know, we had like something like, all right, so let's go. So from 1869, blah, blah, blah. And all the students were like, and eventually our teacher got so tired with that. And she's like, you guys, I know what you're saying. My generation invented 69. And we all stopped immediately because nobody wanted to imagine that teacher or any teacher engaging in this thing. But of course, we can't say that because it's our fault for bringing that into the classroom. So we just stopped. So I think for him to say, well, we created all this stuff, you know, the idea of Jenko jeans and bell bottom jeans, you know, very closely tied together. Boot cut jeans are bell bottom jeans, right? It's not like, you know, skinny jeans. Those are from what, the 70s, you know? And then those are even from earlier, right? Jesus is being a partho parthenogenic clone, sorry, of Mary would have two X chromosomes. That's true, but remember he's also got the God particle in him. I mean, what do you call that? Where else can you get a tattoo? What, on him? I don't know. I don't know where his tattoos are. The Bible makes it seem that Jesus was pretty gay. I know. Around a bunch of dudes, very nice to the ladies, but not like that kind of nice. He loved everyone. Just gonna post Jenko pics. Thank you. Please do that. Please post it in the Discord. So, you know, I lived through it when it was already popping. I'm not finna be doing it again. Plus, like I said, man, I'm 42. I ain't got no time to be worried about what people think about me. As long as my identity is in Christ, that's literally all that matters. I know a lot of people make excuses for sin. Oh, goth is not demonic. Oh, feeling called out. Gothic, tattoos, the military. I can drink Starbucks. It's not that deep. Yeah, I'm drinking coffee. You know, at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want to. But when you have oppression, you don't understand what it's coming from. Just analyze your life. Okay, so if I feel like things are bad, just get different makeup and stop going to Starbucks. Go to Dutch Brothers instead. Okay. That's it. Yeah, backseat of a Volkswagen. I'm not here to police what you do. That's between you and God, etc., etc. Wow, Bill Gates is the most evil man on the planet. That's exciting. I do want to check out Promise Keepers. 7 promises. Ministries. Make dad. Oh, okay. Make dads great again campaign. Okay. Oh, look how much money they've raised. I can't watch it. I'm about to puke. That's going up fast. All right. $152,000. You're invited to help us make dads great again. Fatherhood is in crisis across America. The effects of absent dads are felt everywhere. Broken homes, struggling children, lost identity, and a culture in chaos. But we're not giving up on men, and we refuse to stay silent. We're raising $300,000 to put fatherhood back at the center of culture. Okay, how? Okay. What are we doing? This is so bright. We are launching a bold national campaign to make dads great again. A powerful call for men to return to God, re engage with their families, and step confidently into their roles as leaders, protectors, and providers. Alongside the campaign, we're introducing new resources designed to meet men where they are and help them grow into the men God created them to be. So, isn't that just what Promise Keepers does anyway? Why are we doing it? Fatherhood is in crisis across America. The effects of absent dads. Okay, we read that already. How will it make a difference? This campaign will make a difference by putting the truth front and center, broadcasting bold, faith-filled ads to millions, and sparking a national conversation about biblical manhood and fatherhood. It will invite men back to their God-given purpose, inspire them to lead with strength and humility, and ultimately restore homes and families through the transforming power of the gospel. So again, isn't that just what Promise Keepers does? They just want to, oh, what are we doing, Chunk? What are we doing? Where are you going? You done with this? He's gonna go say hi to his dad, Krampus. Do you need to go say hi to your dad? Yeah. No, he's just hanging out. He doesn't want his dad. I'm starting to doubt my manhood because I don't have insecurities. As long as they don't come with the 60s image of dads. Yeah, I think this is more like 60 BCE. Goth, that's the thing that winks to most demonic things. It's not demonic. Clocks are. Jesus, this people. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's not demonic. It doesn't have to be. Clocks are witchcraft. But we're not seeing what it is, though. It's not just a hat. It's a bold statement that fatherhood matters, masculinity has meaning, and men have a God-given role to lead, love, and protect. How does that? So it's a hat based off of this is a rip-off of the Trump hat, and that when you wear it, other people know that men have a God-given role to lead, love, and protect. I don't get that from the hat. I get that if you wear the hat, then you're likely conservative leaning and you think fatherhood is important. I agree. That's it. That's all I get from it. Put on your MDGA, so Midga hat with pride. Notice it doesn't show us any of those. Is this is it? Okay. I don't want to again, I don't want to get clocked for what's it called? All right. So we see this guy. He's got his whatever. All right. Seems like just yesterday. Those are family photos. Oh, it looks like tarot cards. We were playing in the yard, showing me how to bike. Now I've got a family of my own. Where did the time go? Just wanted to say thanks for everything. Okay, I mean, that's nice. Seeing all these different dads and then make dads great again. That's it? That's what people are paying for this. And then this is for the girl dads. Okay. Oh, I can't play it. All right. I want you to know how deeply loved you are from the moment that I helped you. Helped, not held. I knew my life wasn't mine anymore. It was yours too. I'll be here for your scraped knee and your quiet tears, and for the loud ones, for your big dreams and your heartbreaks. Who you are, I'll remind you. You're the daughter of the king. Okay. You are chosen, set apart, and deeply loved. Oh, this is getting into that weird, that daddy purity dance crap. Ugh, it's creepy. You are strong, kind. You don't have to be perfect. I may not get everything right. Okay, but with that, I'll try my hardest with everything I have, right? So I'm so proud of you. I'll always be. My greatest prayer is that you'll be strong, but I know that you know where your strength comes from. Yeah, it's not you. So run your race, baby Carol. Know that your dad is here cheering you on. And they're showing people's images and videos, loving you, praying over every step you take. Make girl dads great again. Okay. Are these the type of guys, like these the type of dads that they'll talk to you about your period? Will they do that? Or is that like, oh, women's stuff, go ask your mom? I mean, a lot of this is very vague. And I don't like how it's not centered on you're amazing. It's you're amazing because God chose you. It's not you're strong. You're strong because God made you strong. It's a very different kind of message. Who is a demographic for this ad? Apparently, it's for dads who don't want a dad. And they're using social media, and then they'll get this ad. And then this ad will be like, oh man, I should be a good dad. And then they're going to put the phone down and they're going to go interact with their kids. Because when they view it from a Christian entity or agency, they're going to now receive the Holy Spirit through the screen. And I mean, that's the point. That's the whole point. I'm not making this up. Used to go to those events. Ooh. They're still coming with religion as the root of all morals. Make feudalism great again, right? We care for your daughter. She needs to be healthy and beautiful so billionaires can buy her. The hat screams, I need you to think I am hung, definitely not gay. Both hats made in China. Feels like a light lean on an altar call. It is the same. We'll see you later, Obyung. It is the same hat, definitely. She is the chosen one. I mean, that's what this is about. But again, we're not really. So that's what we're donating to. You know, Promise Keepers women. Oh boy, why is it taking so long? I'm in Korea. My internet is amazing. We are supporting the mission of Promise Keepers through prayer and giving. We're committed to standing in the gap for husbands, sons, brothers, funkles, fathers, uncles, nephews, neighbors, friends, and men in our culture. Okay, but how is this Promise Keeper women? So women are standing in for men? So wait, if women are stepping in and filling in the gap for an absent father, then why do we need that Make Dads Great Again campaign? If women can stand in for men, then what? What? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? They allow women now. I know. Not only do they allow women, they allow them to stand in the gap for husbands, sons. How is your daughter going to stand in the gap for your son? I thought you were against that transgender stuff. Your neighbor? So what if let's say that I'm a good Christian woman and my husband is he's somebody that the neighbor man comes over to talk with, have a beer, and fix the car. But then my husband's like, I don't know, has cancer and he's in the oncology ward. Then my neighbor comes by and he's like, "Oh, I miss Bill. I miss how we used to hang out. He was my only friend." And I'll say, "That's okay. I'll get drunk with you in the garage and mess around with the fiddly wrenches." Okay. And then Promise Keepers women. Like is that what it is? Which also this is like we're not supporting the message of Promise Keepers through prayer and giving, that there's somehow like a female equivalent to Promise Keepers. This is not that. This is just when a man is unavailable, we're going to have a woman stand in his place. So you're just there as a supplement. like a second string. Oh no, the quarterback didn't show up. Bring in the women. You know, Billy Graham is probably rolling over in his grave. It's bizarre, so bizarre. Endorsements, all right. So don't trust any of these guys. James Dobson, definitely don't trust him. Eric Metaxas, okay. Crawford Loritz. I don't know why his name sounds like something. Chuck Swindle. Yeah, I'll trust somebody whose name is Swindle. Tony Evans. If he invites you to the barbecue, don't go. Steve Atterburn. If he invites you to drink whiskey, don't go. Who else? Who are these board members? His name is Shane Winnings. That is not a name. That is not a name. That name is like Max Powerhouse, you know? It's like a porn name. That's a name you made up so you sound cool. He's the chairman of the board and CEO with his Hitler Youth haircut and very nice beard. Oh my god, what's wrong with their faces? No, their faces are fine. Oh, here, yeah, they're too much contrast, I think. I think they just mean they'll let some women give them money too. Chad Magnificent. Oh my god, I just drank a lot of liquids and I'm trying not to piss myself. Thank you. Max Payne, anyone? Yeah, exactly. Tom Wines? Dell DeWint. Dell is that even a man's name? Brent Dusing. That's it? This is the only guy with a cool name. Tom Wines. What's he do? Look at Shane Winnings, chairman of the board and CEO. What about this guy? Oh, he's a seasoned entrepreneur with experience spanning several industries. He has assisted the structuring of numerous types of transactions, leading to the successful planning, design, construction, and financing on multiple projects. So this is like your resume, your CV speak, you know. This is basically like he was the secretary. He just answered the phone at the construction company. He has assisted in the structuring of numerous types of transactions, leading to the successful planning, design, construction, and financing of multiple projects. Sir, you were a secretary, which we need, but that's not it. He has managed and integrated business mergers and acquisitions, and he has been awarded U.S. and international patents. Doesn't say for what. Like the child Betamatron. I mean, I'm thinking of James Dobson. Tom is a director and principal of First Year Banks, with operations in Nebraska, Wyoming, and Colorado. He also serves as an officer and director for First Tier Bank Corp 2, CEO of West Capital. Okay, so what does he do for Promise Keepers? Why do I care that he's done some kind of construction financing? All right, cool. You're a project manager. Why are you on the board member? What do you do for Promise Keepers? At least we know that he's the CEO. He's a military veteran. Yeah, he looks like it. A former law enforcement officer. Yeah, he looks like it. And a spirit-led evangelist. I don't know. These days, I guess. He's a top-rated social media influencer. Oh, he's got a YouTube channel. Well. Del DeWint co-founded Cardinal Group Companies. Again, who cares? Interim CEO of Promise Keepers. Okay. So he's a member of the board. Ministry, Christian men. Since the beginning of the pandemic at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium this past summer with 30,000 men. All right. See, he's doing something related to the Promise Keepers. What is this Tom guy doing? Brent. True play games to create excellent, fun, beautiful, and biblically authentic entertainment to okay. Let's do this. Where are we at? Okay. Let's look. Maple and the Forest of the Words. Watch Maple the Tiger Bunny. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? A tiger bunny? He was a manly secretary. When you're not cool enough for LinkedIn. Notice how he don't say successful projects. He says multiple. Like he had to try more than once to get rich. Maybe the scum is maybe. And the fact that he got so many jobs actually a big red flag since people of success tend to be retained. That is also true. We hope you find our first animated short as we journey on our mission to build beautiful, fun, world-class entertainment platform which invites children into a world of hope and God's truth. Oh, that's interesting. It's got comments on. So it's not for children. What kind of game console do you need to buy and play this game? Hopefully others your team comes out with. I'm so excited about this. Any mobile device. Okay. So what do we got? We'll just watch the fast version. All right. Okay. How did they design a rabbit that also looks like it's like a Mormon like founder of the Brotherhood? How did they do that? How did they design? Look at that face. That face says my best friend is Brigham Young. How did they make this rabbit look like it was from Utah? I don't get it. Out of all the ways they could have designed it, that's how they designed it. Crap character design. That's the substance nightmares are made from. Okay. Okay. Why is it wearing a tiger's skin? Alright, that looks less Utah. Let me get your land. The white man is here. What do we got? What is this? Is this a warthog? Or we can't show it. Like, we can't have them interact, or the video playing. What is this? Why are the animals wearing skin of other animals? What would that be the equivalent of? It's like a kid running around with like a, what's that dude? A freaking Maui from Moana. He's just running around in a Maui costume all day. It's like, okay, that's a thing kids do, but why would all the kids be doing that, right? So how come this fox is dressed like a bear? And the rabbit is dressed like a tiger? The fox looks like a loser? And he's got a book that says something about facts. Malevolent mushrooms. Oh, we're drinking a mushroom coffee. This has to do with some prophecy. Yeah, Leatherface, right? She's a bunny identifying as a tiger. Are they okay with this transition? I was also thinking the same, Jason, that a tiger bunny is like some kind of hybrid, like a tiger striped rabbit, not just like a bunny wearing a tiger hoodie. So what is this? Fox facts. Okay. So what is this? His like wish journal? And he's like, "Yeah, babe, read my wish journal." And she's like, "Esau's lentil soup," but he's crossed it out and made it Jacob's lentil soup. Wait a minute. How? Okay. In biblical times, people in the Levant did not have tomatoes. I'm gonna comment on that. 110. Just a heads up. Just a note. Tomatoes did not exist in the Levant region for Jacob or Esau to enjoy at that time period. Let's see what happens. Something about evolution. Okay. We got malevolent mushrooms. Why are we flipping through everything so fast? Do you hear how loud that is? What an assault to the senses. This is too much. That's too much. Dealing with vindictive vines in 5 stages. Denial, bargaining, anger, grief, acceptance. That's what? Why are we going through the stages of death? And she's like, I don't know what this shit is. I don't know why he gave it to me. I don't even know why I opened it because it says Fox Facts. I'm not a fox, and that's a fact. Maybe these are facts from Fox News. Look up the emergency escape protocols, and she throws it off, and she's like, this book's a piece of shit. I mean, let's check it out. What are they actually saying? The tiger, deadliest of the hunters, fiercest of the predators, prowls in the dark forest of words. What the hell does that mean? This particular tiger has abnormally long ears. Adorably? What are you calling Adorno? And you forgot, yeah, I'm a tiger bunny. And what prey is Maple the tiger bunny stalking today? Oh, she's talking to the narrator? Gross. I don't care for that. I really don't. I'm on a rescue mission. Who exactly are you rescuing? No one yet, but I'm ready for anything. Huh? Maple, she's a bear, attacking a small child. What the hell? What the hell? Why is she gonna care? A tiger's gonna eat the child too. And what wisely considers her options? Nope, God tells me to be strong. Oh my gosh. Don't think, just act. Oh my gosh. And courageous. She jumps. She tackles. Wait, you're not a bear. And you're not a tiger. Look out. What the hell? Oh, these are the vines? What? Where did the child come in? Oh, what's up with these bars? They're called vindictive vines. Get that back, help. Hey, Mr. Narrator, that's who I'm rescuing. My book. Music. Quick, look up emergency escape protocols. Yeah, there's nothing in here. It must be there. My book is a compendium of all necessary facts. Wow. So he's Gizmo? Whatever. I'll just bite them. No! I tried that. That it just wasn't around? But you didn't have these. And then it zooms in on her buck teeth. Music. 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 Ah, music. Oh, yeah, thank you. Tiger money saving, you're a fox. Foxes eat people like me. That's gross. For your information, I'm Oliver, the biblical fox. What the hell? I want to stop. This is 2 minutes and 30 seconds that I'm having a hard time getting through. Jacob was the one that cooked, though, which is why Esau traded his birthright for some soup. Yeah. That's why I guess he's changing the yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see it later, Craig Rob. Fox fact number 1, foxes eat eggs from nest. Deny the vines and bargain with I think that was the point. But I guess you could also just get a rabbit to bite them. So, if you guys are going through the stages of grief, harass a rabbit until it bites you. That is the way to get over it. What is a biblical fox? Is it like from freaking Genesis? My diet consists of grapes. The hell? Did I not remember this? Is there a fox that has grapes? Was he making wine in his stomach? Oh, I like grapes. Malevolent mushrooms. I suggest we leave now. Yeah, let's bounce. This place is creepy. Oh, Maple, this forest is more than creepy. Invade my forest. Attack my vines. I'll show you. Did he cut the book and the book is bleeding black? And the fox drawing in the book reacted to the nail cut? And why is he blinged out with as many rings as possible? Who is this Assyrian witchcrafter? Ow, my foot. Oliver. Music. Maple and the Forest of Words? Were we given any words? There was vines. There was mushrooms. Were we given words? I don't know. Yeah, what the hell was the message here? I have no idea. I know there's a book with fox facts. The fox eats grapes. I am so confused. Oh, we can buy one of our NFTs on or after September 15th, 2022. No thanks. We could join the discussion. TruePlayGames.com. Maybe we can play one of the games. Redeem your free week. No ads, chat rooms, or in-app purchases. Our Christian education app includes. Is this all right? I'm gonna check. Is this a thing? True Play. Oh no, it's one. I wanted to be done by 1, but now I gotta do this. Cause what the hell did we just encounter? True Play. TRUPLAY, because, can't spell stuff. Nope. I got Superbook Kids and Mighty David. Apparently, Mighty David is a game we can play. I'm feeling more Riri already. They got Aesop's Fable wrong. The Sour Grapes Fable was about a fox. I mean, do you think that's what they were really meaning? King David's Battles, Bible Games. Well, then what is this? Comics and videos featuring stories from the Book of God, the Action Bible, and high-quality originals. Rim? The World of Rhyme? Games that take place in an original universe built to help little ones grow in character and faith. Again, why are they all wearing somebody else? That's so bizarre. So there's a what is that? A red panda dressed as a butterfly. There's something I can't figure out. A squirrel? A cat? Wearing a cap that I can't figure out. There's, what the hell is this? Yeah, it looks like a chipmunk, but it's wearing some kind of like Aztec serpent god. What the hell is that? And there's a badger wearing a polar bear wearing a helmet. I don't. Do you play hockey with helmets? You do. Yeah, never mind. Stupid question. courage and prayer as stat bars. Ooh, I wonder. There was a PlayStation game called Kuon where you played as a priest and had to pray to remove miasma so you could see. That sounds familiar. A bear dressed as a crocodile. Somebody on acid must have made it. That's the malevolent mushrooms. Think Resident Evil, but in feudal Japan. That sounds so familiar. You could have multiple profiles. Download the TruePlay app on up to 10 users at no additional charge. Fun for all. A wide range of games for kids and parents to enjoy. It's called Stained Glass. It's like, what's that game? Candy Crush? Let's see, it's stained glass, and that's related to churches. Yeah, that game sounds cool. This, I don't know. Biblical scripture and parable lessons organically integrated into gameplay. I mean, I played Bible Adventures, so you know, you're gonna be hard pressed to impress me. Let's see what we got.
One thing I've been struggling with.
I've been struggling with finding apps for my 5-year-old that are safe. Okay. With no peace and love, do not introduce mobile bullshit to your 5-year-old. Just don't. I mean, I know they don't believe in reading other books, okay? But if you pick up any modern research about children being introduced to screen time, it's not good. It's just not. There's no amount of screen time that you can give a child or an infant, because sometimes people are giving their infants screen time. There's no amount of it that you can give them that is going to have no impact. It impacts their language development, it impacts their ability to use their working memory, and it impacts their cognitive function in a negative way. There's no amount that you can give a kid. So you can't be struggling for years, you know, 5-year-old apps. Your 5-year-old should not be using apps. Give your 5-year-old a child, like an age appropriate book. That's fine. Give your 5-year-old a thing that helps them like learn how to write the alphabet. That's fine. But not apps. No. 5-year-old should be running around outside, not an effing tablet or cell phone. Well, it's a good thing that this biblical mom is, I'm assuming she's what, a stay-at-home mom? Probably, because of this whole Christian concept, right? Where she's not allowed to work. And maybe she wants to stay at home. Great. Fantastic. Then the whole point of being a stay-at-home parent is to parent. That's the whole point, is that you get to watch your kids. You get to help your kids. You get to this and that with your kids. You get to bond with your kids, not hand them an app and zone the fuck out. You get to do that during nap time. Zone out, that's fine. Ugh. Gonna read shit like Goosebumps that I want to re-experience to them. Right. You know? And ask them questions like, what do you think's gonna happen next? Those are things that you can ask a kid so that they're safe. There's none. That she'll also enjoy playing and just kind of align with my values. Came across this app called TruePlay. You guys got to see. It's on my daughter's iPad. So this is kind of what it looks like. It's Christian Bay. Better than Christian Bale teaching your kids, I guess, right? So if you're a Christian parent, it helps them learn about God. And it also has stories that goes on. These look really cool adventures. My daughter loves the character Maple. I've been really impressed with this. Yeah, because my daughter gets to learn about God and I don't have to do anything. There's no chat rooms. It's safe for your kids. It doesn't have to be online. Bible, scriptures, etc. They just uploaded it. It's nobody. So the kid's playing it. Let's see what it looks like. POV, your son made a video about his favorite game. Okay, you should probably download this game. Get to solve unique levels, biblical content, safe, ad-free. I mean, okay. Oh, great. And now we've got your children on the internet. That's safe. So download TruePlay right now. All right. We got this lady. It's a nice, pretty lady. We don't have any closed captioning. And there's the kid. Look at how this kid is like absorbed. He's all, look at his posture. Look at his posture already. Oh my goodness. How do you not know from that? And now mom's in the room. He's not even acknowledging her being in the room. He's that absorbed. Which it's not because it's a good game or whatever. It's just that's what he's doing. It's too much for these kids. It's just too much. Even oh no, not the baby. Oh my god, I'm so disgusted. This is our new bedtime routine. Yeah, fuck reading to my kids when I could just hold up my mobile phone. Hee hee. Oh my god. And this kid, I don't know, he's talking, we can't hear him. And again, yeah, putting your kids on there. This is awful. Oh my goodness. This is what parents are saying. This is great. Oh my god. I don't know. I hate this. I'm really mad. I'm so mad. Alright. From your website, it looks like these are targeted at young children. As well as all ages. As well as older ones, I suppose. As safe because they have no chat rooms. While that's great that they have no chat rooms, your app is still being interacted with by young children who have demonstrable negative side effects from using screen time. Plenty of studies to back this up. And you also have children featured in videos on your website, which is not, which compromises their safety. This looks less help the kids and more take money from the families under the guise of religion. There we go. What a shocker. Gotta get that streamer career started early. This kid's gonna be the governor of North Carolina one day. That kid's probably making videos on TikTok anyway, right? Wine cooler if they want to downplay alcohol, that's true. Yeah, the book fair. Can you believe, I mean, they gave us those scary stories with the horrifying drawings. Looks like the people I see on slots just zoned out. Oh, it's for the same reason. All the dopamine triggers getting set off. This is somehow lower than those weird sects that shun technology. At least those sects probably read to their kids or talk with their kids. I agree. You know, they're at least having their kids go outside, learning how to farm, something like that. All right, Ratza, we'll see you later. I can respect people who shun technology. They have a point. Yeah, I mean, jeez. Obviously, you know, I'm not against technology. I'm not against AI. And I'm also but I'm also not against alcohol. That doesn't mean I want little kids to be given alcohol. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not good. Do they have any other videos? Brent Dusing on TikTok censorship. Okay. What's this about? Slow it down, All right. All right. A story that's gaining national attention. Have you guys ever heard of this before now? A Christian entertainment app offering Bible-based games for children known as True Play is reporting Google and TikTok is censoring its advertising since 2023. Well, yeah, you can't advertise to little kids. I think that's probably why. Like, they have a limit. I think 13 is the limit, but they're advertising to 5-year-olds. Their safe Bible games are frequently rejected. They tried modifying language, removing terms like Christian or the Bible. So I'm guessing the problem is that they're advertising to children. And children are not allowed to use these apps. That's probably the issue. It'd be like asking why a school isn't allowing you to advertise cigarettes and then complaining about censorship. Advertise Christian cigarettes. Right? Never heard of it ever. Okay. Might have scrolled past the headline. The social media CEO is preventing their children from using any social media. They know there's a negative effect. Yeah, for sure. Like the McDonald's CEO can't eat McDonald's. That's great. All right. The world's leading faith-based whatever. Is his name Guy or Guy? We'll just say Guy. Thank you, Guy. Good to be with you. I believe the last time you joined us, it was via Zoom. It's nice to have you in person. You're quite the busy man, my friend. Apparently here in Washington, D.C., discuss all the things reporting really Google, TikTok, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's really terrible. We run a faith-based platform for kids, encouraging them with messages of hope and positivity and optimism, and Google and TikTok won't let us advertise at all. In fact, TikTok won't even let us post on social media because they say, and I have your content is dangerous and harmful. Well, yeah. Your content is dangerous and harmful because it encourages young children using apps. And there's plenty of scientific research on the absolute detriment this has on children in terms of language development. What else? What did I say? Language development. All I can think of is smoking. Smoking's wrong. Working memory, processing, and cognitive ability. There is no amount of screen time that you can give a young child that is not detrimental. Again, it's like advertising cigarettes at an elementary school and then complaining that your product is being banned and declared harmful. So I wasn't wrong with my initial feeling. Congratulations. I wonder if he's going to respond. They don't have that many subscribers, so they're probably pretty happy when people interact. Actual dexterity is also interesting. I haven't read that one yet. Social media apps use the same psychological findings that casinos use in slots and such. Oh, absolutely. Same with the like basically like every time we learn something in the psychology class, I'm like giving the students like, okay, so here's how it's like actually affecting things. So we learned about, all right, cool. The classical conditioning, operant conditioning. So here's what happens when we learn about operant conditioning and then we use it to exploit people. And then it was about gambling because the variable ratio interval of reward will get you to do the behavior longest. So if you know when to expect the reward, then you don't do the behavior as long. But if it's a variable schedule, so you don't know when you're going to get rewarded, you're more likely to do the behavior and keep at it for longer. They're allowing Roblox, which runs ads with satanic imagery. Does it? Pentagrams drawn in blood all over the floor. What about the blood of Jesus? Transgender content for kids. No, that's the thing. It's not for kids. It's not. Buddhist ads to run. So they allow religious ads to run. They just don't let Christian ads run. No. So the immediate question is why? What gives? Well, I think people who make decisions on the platform they program AI. The issue is AI, right? It's their AI systems that are reading Christianity as dangerous, that are reading satanic and transgender for kids as positive. Oh my God. So this is the CEO. Then he blames AI. It's pretty amazing, in a bad way, to have a CEO of an app company that knows nothing about how apps work or how AI works. Amazing. What the hell? America is a good example for why this shit is bad. Look at us. Look at our literacy rate and the derpy crap we're doing fair. I've read that in several places, kids are showing up on the first day of kindergarten with the same levels of dexterity as those Maria Montessori found in malnourished kids living in Italian slums. Interesting. That looks like something with enough keywords. Montessori, malnourished, Italian slums, kindergarten, American kids, dexterity, and research journal. I think we have to get rid of a lot of these keywords because they're bringing up like malnourished and stuff like that under nutrition. Fine motor skills. Let's see. Have kids' manual dexterity skills changed? Manual dexterity in school-age children. It's asking if I'm a robot. I don't know why. Decline. Past 40 years of decline in manual dexterity. Wants me to pay. I'm sure I can find a way. The pegboard test. Interesting. Results. Conclusion. Our findings suggest that the execution of the GPT, which is grooved pegboard test, GPT, in children has a training effect up to the third consecutive trial. Furthermore, the administration of the GPT does not affect GPT performance in dual task. Okay. So this is about like improving manual dexterity. But it looks like it has gone down. Let's see. Cross-sectional study. It's declined in the last 40 years. Clinicians should consider this when using the BBT, box and block test. To evaluate performance, it lacked enough subjects to establish a new normative data, but suggests the 1985 norms need to be updated. Several studies have noted an increase in use of touch screen technology among children and its impact on motor development, as well as the effects on sleep position on motor development. Children today are writing less and keyboarding more, in part due to the adoption of Common Core standards, which do not require instruction on cursive writing. I mean, that may explain why my students, with the exception of a few, they absolutely write like they're elementary school children. Remember, I teach older adolescents, including legal adults, and their handwriting is like a 6-year-old. It's bizarre. I comment on it a lot, and I've started giving them a lot more handwritten work because they need to build up this skill. There's something wrong with them. I knew Common Core was bad news. I mean, there's something to be said about updating, right? Like we need to teach kids more about keyboard use compared to cursive. We don't do anything in cursive anymore, and that's true. I mean, when was the last time you had to submit something in cursive? I learned cursive, and then we also had typing class, and then after, what, 6th grade? Everything that was that was an essay had to be typed, So there was that. So we do have to update stuff for the times, but we also have to figure out when that's necessary. When being like developmentally. So we all are, it's a gathering. I went to Montessori schools as a kid. Oh, about the robot. It is a robot gathering. The effects of touchscreen use technology. Thanks. I will find that. Yes. Looks like 2020. There we are. Let's see. Little is known how much time spent on touchscreen tech affects the hand skill development for preschool children, so they tested it. Frequent use might cause disadvantages to the development of hand skills. So the next part we read is the full conclusion or discussion. The study aimed to examine the effects of touch screen technology usage on hand skills and the ability of preschool children and proposed to explore the factors that might influence the hand skills of the children. Results suggest that the children are engaged with touch screen technology for more than 2 hours a day have less adequate hand skills as compared to children who use touch screen technology for less than 2 hours per day. So again, you can use it to some extent, right? But the other issue, aside from the dexterity, is the cognitive stuff. As presumed by 35 traditional games such as puzzles, board games, and construction blocks have been replaced by the use of touch screen technology, movements required when using touch screen technology, I'm just going to say TST, are different from those involved in playing traditional games, doing most activities of daily living, and completing school tasks, and reduces children's experiences in manipulating and handling objects in real life, which may explain why children in this other group have better hand skills. Other factors are the conditions the kids are raised in, socioeconomic status of the family, mother's educational level, number of siblings. No significant interaction between all personal and environmental factors on hand skills, so it's touchscreen usage alone that's causing the problem. Few limitations relied on parents' reports or time spent by their children using touchscreen technology. Did not take into account the age children when they first started using TST. Early use of TST might have effects on the hand skills. Thirdly, doesn't look at other areas of development. So like I mentioned, the memory, etc. They're saying the development of visual perception, language, and cognitive functions for children. Okay. So they're just saying, yeah, this is just, maybe less than 2 hours is fine for their hand dexterity, but it might not be fine for other things, is what it's saying. Updating to something better is good. Updating to something random for the sake of it is questionable. That's the thing. I don't know if it's random, because when was the last time you had to cursive handwrite a paper? That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's what is the issue. I think that handwriting needs to still be done, not necessarily cursive, just handwriting itself. Lettering is also really useful. It's useful. Actually, we saw it on the first video. That guy that did the retard maxing. What is it? Christian. There we go. It's not exactly lettering, but we can see when we look at the board that he wrote on, the stuff that he wrote in all caps is a lot easier to read compared to his other handwriting. And I've actually done that to students when I taught what was it, summer school last year. I made them all letter. I gave them graph paper. So lettering is something that is very exact, and it's for drafting, like engineering drafting. And it's when you make there's like equal distance between the letters and the spaces between. So that's why I gave them this graph paper so they could space everything out. And it was amazing how many of them didn't get it, just didn't even get the instructions. That was not a great way to start us off. I mean, I showed them how to do it on the board, but they still didn't get it. And then the worst part, I thought, is when they couldn't figure out what to do, they didn't ask for help. They just did whatever. And that to me is really a holdover, I think, from the online classes time period, because I think teachers at that time were just so grateful that anything was being handed in, that they weren't too critical on how well it was done. You know, if they kind of got in the ballpark of what the assignment was doing, then that was good. Otherwise, if you turned it in, you get points basically. And I think they just got used to that, in addition to their parents enabling it, um, which is always an issue. But I think it became more of an issue after COVID. So they just submit stuff, and so you'll give them a list of directions, and they'll just do whatever the fuck they want. And you ask them, like MLA format, and they submit something that is not in MLA format. It's just made up. It's not like they accidentally looked up APA and just used that. No, it's like made up. And so you ask them, okay, well, why did you do it this way? Well, and they'll say, oh, I thought that's how I had to do it. And I said, so when it said to do this in MLA format, what did you look up? Like, what were your Google search terms for MLA format? Just to make sure that this was done correctly. Oh, I didn't look it up. So if this has to be done with a format, what part of that was do whatever you want? I thought this was how to do it. How did you think the teacher's asking me to use MLA format, but it's probably fine for me to just make it up and turn in whatever? What Walk me through the thought process. I told you to use a format and you thought you were doing the right thing by expressly not using the format. Explain that to me. And they can't. And remember, these are older adolescents. These are people that are 17 years old, they're 18 years old, they're 16 years old, and they can't explain their own thought process. That oh, that is bizarre. This is it's bad. Oh, it's bad. His writing's better than mine. Definitely do the cap stuff. Cursive can help students with dyslexia. Okay, in that case, then yeah, we should definitely use it. Do you think the old simplified teaching text from the 1870s was better without the abstract concepts so early? I'm not sure, because except for Gen Z, we've seen an increase in cognitive ability every generation. So it seems like we were going in the right direction. You actually need to build up the hand muscles in the hands too. If the muscles aren't built up, that'll cause the writing to look immature too. That's the thing though. A lot of these students, they do drawing. They really they're really good at drawing. And I said I thought that because you guys, like, a lot of them are interested in drawing, I said I thought that this would translate, that the fine motor skills required for drawing would somehow translate to writing, and it didn't. So you guys need to practice writing. Yeah, because they didn't think, and explaining means they have to say something bad about themselves. I mean, that could be it. Um, and I'm sure I don't help, because when I'm very curious about something, my brows are knitted, so I look angry. I always tell the students, please, sometimes I realize I'm doing it, and I'll rub the area between my eyebrows, and I'll say, look, I'm not mad. You didn't offend me, because they'll say, oh, I'm sorry, teacher. I say, why are you apologizing? You didn't offend me. You're hurting your own grade. It has nothing to do with me. So you still have to do this again. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just asking you, why would you do this to yourself? When I told you how to do it, I showed you how to do it. Why are you not doing that, knowing that it's going to hurt your grade and waste your time? And again, no answer, just none. And when they say that they don't know, I say that is a problem, that you don't know why you're doing something. You need to go sit down and think about that while you fix this. Like that because that is a problem. You just do stuff. And so that's what the kids were doing with this lettering. They were some of them didn't know what to do when they got to the end of the line. Some of them realize I can't fit a full word, so I'm going to start on the next line. Some of them just kept writing, so they didn't include like a dash, which we need in English, but you don't need in Korean. And others just they realized they were going to run out of space, so they crammed all the rest of the letters into that small space, which was inappropriate. Almost everybody had to redo it just because they didn't ask how to do it. Bizarre. Just bizarre. If you don't know how to do it, just ask. And they don't ask. They don't ask each other. They'll look at each other's paper, but they won't ask each other. Mindfulness is a skill many adults are discovering over the last few years. Yeah, and I guess that Peter Doosan guy, he'll be upset that the Buddhists are allowed to advertise right mindfulness. Finally, something for my kids. The art is beautiful. The games are fun. I don't have to worry about them getting into something they shouldn't be seeing. Okay. Cool. Finally, something my kids can play. My 4 grandkids and I sat on the couch together. See, that's fine. While they explored the games on their own devices. They range in ages from 4 to 11. Oh no! There were giggles and, ooh, I'm in the leaderboard. Great job, True Play. As a longtime gaming advocate, I saw mention of this collection on the news and wanted to see if it actually contained quality games. I was surprised with how well developed they were, blah, 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 blah. The other day, we were out biking with our kids. Good. My daughter began having a rough time with the bumps and puddles. I tried encouraging her, reminding her she can do hard things. Then she began pedaling and shouting, I am a brave fox like my parents. That's one of the little characters on True Play. I mean, okay. This game is tons of fun, engaging for my son. I typically feel like a bad parent during iPad time. iPad time. That's now a thing? Like nap time, snack time, and tummy time. iPad time, is that now a thing parents are doing? As if it's part of like their development? Is that a thing? What WTF is a gaming advocate? I guess it just means I like games. Maybe they meant enthusiast. I've done the cram the word onto the end thing way too many times. I can't fault them for that. I did that in 2nd grade. And I would draw it down the side. I did that in 2nd grade. These are 16-year-olds. 16. The idea that a 16-year-old and me in 2nd grade, that we're going to have similar thought processes, that is abhorrent. Absolutely abhorrent. Longtime gaming advocate, just stop the world. I want to. This is so bad. This is so bad. Highly recommended as a father. I'm delighted. Valuable lessons, aligns with our faith. Little light and stained glass are my place of peace. This grandparent likes to play it too. I'm so excited to see this. The games are cool, not cheesy, low quality. Amazing app for parents and grandparents concerned about what their kids will be exposed to. Art is beautiful, games are fun. Oh, I think this is the same, yeah. Endorsed by Christianity Today, Promise Keepers, Plugged In, Huckabee, Building Graham Evangelistic Association. Start playing in the light. Oh my god. Oh my god. Visit our FAQ. Yeah. No. Why do your characters wear costumes of other animals? We believe that children's identities are who God designed them to be. We want them to know they're uniquely, wonderfully made, etc. God is the source of their identities, not what the world or other people tell them. So when we created Rimverse, we set out to have a unique world of fun where God is the center, the innocence of children, and the humor that is involved when they wear costumes Let's be honest, sometimes kids can be unintentionally hilarious. We wanted to reflect that in the designs. So Maple is a female bunny, but she's strong-willed and courageous, so she dresses as a tiger because tigers are highly admired. However, Maple learns through her journey that her courage and boldness come from God, not how she dresses. So is this that transgender people's identity comes from God, not how they're born? Aren't they against this? One of you asked that already. Aren't they against this? Endorsed by religious nonprofits, but no actual churches. My question is, if gaming is safe for children, that is not up there. What about the argument about giving children this screen time? Not up there. More merchandise, free content. Let's do it. Free videos, coloring pages. Okay. You know, I get the idea with the costume, that the kids are wearing costumes. That's fine. It's just, why do they have to do with every single character? So everyone's like a stereotype. I like to play hockey, so I must be a polar bear, not a badger. I mean, every kid is not wearing a costume. What is this, Halloween? Bizarre. Lucas and the Heavenly Quest. All right, we got this like Aztec monstrosity. What do we got? Do we get an option for closed captioning? We do not. Okay. Here we go. He's climbing. I mean, the graphics aren't terrible. All right, so he's picked up by this. I mean, this dragon. This guy looks. This kid is stoned. This kid is. He's been hotboxed. His parents forgot that he was in the car, and then they let him out, and he wandered off. Coloring pages, calling coloring pages art content. Yeah, I don't know. They could stick with the coloring books. It wouldn't be so bad. Exactly. Reminds me of the Wuzzles. I don't think kids are as innocent as we'd like to think. They can be pretty damn observant. Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I mean, you get exposed to stuff just by accident, you know? Being a little kid, sometimes you wake up at weird hours. And then that was when USA Up All Night would play like Trauma. This like Toxic Avenger nonsense. So, you know, yeah, I got exposed to that when I was a kid. Did it have any effect on what I'm wearing right now? Maybe. But did it traumatize me? No, it traumatized me, but it didn't traumatize me. Upper middle tier of the Pastor Doug Wilson scale. I don't know what the Pastor Doug Wilson scale is. I'm afraid. Should I be afraid or be not afraid? I want the Doug Wilson scale, not info about Doug Wilson. Gender and social views, patriarchy and submission. Repeal of the 19th Amendment, which granted women the right to vote. Arguing for a household voting system where a man votes for the family. What about if your husband died? Because I know him believing in, you know, lesbians being married or women not being married. Fine. He's probably not going to believe that. So what if your husband died? And you, a good godly woman, you did not get remarried because you're never going to have sex with another man because Jesus something marriage, whatever. What do you do? I mean, statistically, you are going to outlive your husband. He opposes women in leadership roles in the church and society, faced criticism for his teaching on gender roles, including views on abuse and marriage. Wow. Based in Moscow, Idaho, his congregation is the center of the growing community of thousands of like-minded parishioners known as Kirkers. Oh, eat a dick. Jeez. He's faced criticism for his view on slavery and okay. Creating an environment that fails to address abuse within his church, but he denies that. His theology, especially the federal vision, has been associated with his teachings. It's been criticized by some Reformed denominations. I thought there was like an actual scale or something. Psychologically, it's unlikely every child will be wearing a costume. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Toxie. Oh my god. I initially discovered George Carlin when I was about 8 or 9. You can do the math. He's not even a neoconservative. He's like the furthest form of social conservative. It really seems like that. Suppose you're a man without a family. Do you get a vote too? Suppose you're Jewish, Muslim, or another religion. Do you get a vote? Or is voting for just Christian men with families? Apparently. Yeah, there's a reason we changed that. You know, there's a reason that got changed. Stuff gets updated, and it's often not arbitrary, especially if it's the law, like the legal system changing. Bizarre. So Lucas is on the heavenly quest. This dude looks like he got to the Most High. This bunny is from Redding, California. So what's he doing? What, he can fly? How come he can fly? What the hell is this? What is this? This like purple like Krang looking little shit? And he's gonna shoot? And this thing shoots back? Wait, he shot him. He didn't shoot himself. Okay, he shoots. And then he's pew-pewing him. And then they fall. The rabbit's like, whoa, I'm too high for this. Oh, wait, he just jumps off? The fuck? He can fly? The hell is this? Oh, and those vines, for some reason. Okay. I mean, fine, whatever. I just don't understand what this has to do with God. This has to do with Jesus somehow? Is it going to be one of those lessons at the end that's shoehorned in? Why is he... So he's going sharkaroo, half shark, half kangaroo. And they're very skeptically looking at him. They're like, okay, look, I get bunny tiger, and this is like bear fox, I guess, but this kid looks lame as hell. And he's like, you guys, I swear, I came up with this while I was high. I thought it was a good idea. The Vine Whisperer? The hell is that? And then the thing, the badger, whatever. What the hell? All right, these look cool. Wait, they're crystals. Isn't that satanic? There's a Jesus. There's a rocket on the screen, and it says "Let there be light," and it's being lit up by a bunch of lanterns somehow. And the top of it looks like a face, and the bottom of it has Aslan. Okay. And somehow it opens. What? The Bioshock is going on? And then that's it? Lucas and the Heavenly Quest? What part of that was heaven? Again, is it child friendly? Sure. Nobody died. There was no blood. I'm assuming no profanity. But what does this have to do with God? Especially with this Aztec looking motherfucker. What does this have to do with God? That bunny got into his dad's back pills. Hey, Dad, I'm eating your special candy again. Well, he talks to God so he wouldn't support slavery. Well, apparently he does. I don't know. It's amazing how much faster it goes when God blesses the steak nibs directly. Sharkaroo, I'd probably cook one of those. Absolutely. Looks like God's UFO. It absolutely does. A rocket like that, they all can afford to light it with their bunch of yeah, and all they could afford to light it with are a bunch of old camping lanterns. Exactly. Family safe art content. Oh, it says stuff. Okay. Whatever, because, like, fear not, because I am with you. Don't be afraid, for I am your God. Okay. I don't know what this has to do with anything. Why does it have a QR code on it? The Canadian is gonna hit people, and it says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." Apparently, hockey is God's lance of Longinus. What the hell? They're praying together. There's no context. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. And she's just pointing forward courageously. Something in who hope in the Lord, renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. And it's got somebody wearing butterfly wings. Okay. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. And they're just walking not even a path, they're just walking in a field. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. And we see the fox and his book are separated by the vines. How are these related? When I'm afraid, I put my trust in you. And there's like, what is that, Navi from fucking Zelda? And they're all attacking his. They're putting what, ectoplasm on his hockey stick. When I'm afraid, I put my trust in you. How is this related? What the hell? I would love to color those to be unsafe for family. Oh, Bible quotes found at home. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know the QR code purpose, but they look to be the same QR code. Another Evangelion reference, right? That's it. Very cringe and borderline abusive. QR code that turns the stomach. I don't know. It's very, I don't know. Abusive. I'm not sure. These are just coloring books. They're coloring pages. The kids aren't gonna play like reading. They might ask the mom and dad, like, hey, what does this say? And they're gonna be like, oh, just look at the app. I don't have the app. Here you go. Just use the QR code. Because obviously they're not interested in reading the Bible to their kids. They just want them to play whatever the hell this is. I want to see more free content, though. I won't. Okay, because I'm here. The Forever Family. Source of Courage, the Shepherd's Psalm, the Strength of God, the Darkest Valley, How to Christmas. I mean, it said it's going to teach you the Bible, not fucking English, right? How to Christmas. Let's learn. Hey, why can't we watch it? I want to watch How to Christmas. Has it got to be in the middle? How come I can't do it? What the hell? It says free content. What the shit? Welcome to Rim? Does this not work? Let me guess. I got to refresh it and then it'll work. Watch. Oh, it's because it's opening on the bottom. Oops. I'm stupid. Easter more than baskets and bunnies. All right. Let's see. Okay. It's not even animated. Somehow this is an advertisement for the game. This is not interesting content for me to watch. It's just advertisement for the game. How to Christmas. What the hell? Okay. Same thing. It's the exact same shit. What? This isn't free Christian videos. Pray with Benjamin. Can we at least pray? No, I think I have to refresh it. Because it kept showing the same thing. Let me see. Is the Christmas one different? Alright, How to Christmas. Merry Christmas. Yeah, it doesn't... So the game... Oh my god. So the website is buggy. But yeah, go ahead and pay money for our fucking app. Novelty scene. Nativity scene. Oh. Ha 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 ha. That's it. Mary Chrysler. Okay. Well. Which other one were we going to look at? Yeah, this kid praying with him. So let's pray. Pray with true play. Oh my god. Ugh. I'm Rim Ranger. Okay. And then that's it. It's just him reading it. How come he's the only one that prays? I thought all of them were supposed to be good, but only the Canadian one prays. I don't know. Easter is did it say amazalus? Oh my god. Did it really? God made AR-15s. That's your Christmas gift. Evangelion Japan plays with biblical imagery. Yeah, I was really disappointed as a Christian otaku when I found out it was just it was just wearing a Christian dress. It didn't actually mean anything. They ripped off the soggies from the old school Captain Crunch commercial. Oh, maybe. God made butterflies and gave Chevy pickup trucks to kill them. Leave a negative review, say you give this to that they're a woke furry. Rim Ranger. Yeah, I know. I know. It does sound gay as heck. Can I leave a contact? Careers. Ooh. We don't make Christian games merely because we can or because we want to. We make them because we need to. We're looking for warriors with the same capital D drive and capital P passion. If you're looking to make a difference in the world, you've come to the right place. We're hiring driven, talented individuals who find joy in working hard for cause or mission. I just want to see if there's any women working. Because otherwise, focus on the family wouldn't allow it. Nope. It's just a bunch of dudes. And that's it. That's it. Just a bunch of guys. Are they all married? Because they focus on the guy's finger, and I thought, alright, is it because he's married? That's it. They're just some dudes talking. This guy's laughing. He's like, wow, this is dumb as shit. Team chaplain. You get a chaplain. Okay. So the hiring package gives you these benefits: paid sick leave, medical benefits, dental benefits, vision benefits, casual dress, competitive pay, and family leave. I was going to say, they need paternity leave here. We can start our journey. We're hiring. Do you guys want to try to get hired? Oh my god. Auto save my work. How about no? Alright. Yeah. Vision benefits. I like that though. I like to give vision benefits. Casual dress. That's a benefit they give you. You can just show up wearing... Are these guys dressed casually? I guess. He's wearing a sweater? Is that casual? I guess it's casual. He's still wearing a button-down shirt. So is he, but he's got a vest on. Oh, yeah, he's got the True Play t-shirt. This guy. This, Discord mod looking guy. Yeah, he's the most casually dressed. It's probably because that's all that fits him. That's awful. Your anti-work. Maybe they'll let you do that. Capital D and capital P rim jobs also sounds wrong. That is it. That's it. I'm trying to see. There was one more. They claimed I was missing. Oh, yeah, this thing. I need to see, did she respond? She did not. She did not reply. We found this on the, whatchamacallit. Yeah. On the cult member live stream, we found this. It's a lady who thinks that the Jehovah's Witnesses are taking away her inheritance property. The inheritance property is just some single-story house in the middle of Beaverton, Oregon. That's it. It's not bad. It's just not particularly impressive to... She thinks she's being chased by everybody. And the evidence of this, all the evidence that she produced was clearly AI. It's just so obviously AI. It's bizarre. It's so bizarre. She didn't respond beyond this. It's also weird that she has to quote herself. Just reply. So, yeah. And she also didn't understand, she said, because she received the pay stub for a certain amount of pay period. So I said that, you know, well, just getting pay for a given pay period doesn't mean that you were physically present the whole time. Something like a fingerprint sign into your job site would be more convincing evidence. And she says, when I show proof of pay, you demand fingerprints. If I showed fingerprints, you demand DNA. I'm not asking for fingerprints. I'm asking for evidence that you were at your job. So it's about you. It's about you trying to shake my foundation. My foundation is built on the truth of what happened in that hospice room and the theft of my identity. I don't need to convince an anonymous account when the evidence is already written in heaven. I don't know. So we got possibilities. Some kind of issue and delusions are there. Schizophrenia or AI induced psychosis. Yeah, everything she posted was center aligned. I know you're very upset by that. I wonder if they've ever been investigated by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Team chaplain seems like they'd be discriminatory on the basis of religion. Possibly, but we had chaplains in the military. You could have an atheist chaplain. Chaplain, you just spoke to the chaplain. So there's somebody you needed to talk to. And if you wanted religious advice, you'd let them know, and then they'd give it. And if you didn't, you just let them know, and then they don't give it. So chaplain is just someone you get to talk to. If the chaplain thinks that you need to see the wizard, the psychologist on base, then they would tell you to go check them out. But otherwise, the chaplain's just there to kind of listen to you, vent about your issues. You know, if you're having personal issues and you're having trouble focusing at work, then you could talk to the chaplain and say, you know, hey, you know, my wife's doing this, or my kids are being shit, and I can't focus when I'm at work, whatever. Hey, chaplain, you're whatever religion, but I'm Muslim, you know, do you know anything about that? Can you help me out? What do you think? You know, what do you think Allah would say? And then they'll give you some kind of answer, you know, so they're whatever. She doesn't need to convince anyone why the account right. Yeah. I just want to know. I just want to know why. Did she add a new one yet? Nope. Unfortunate. Now this is the one with all the busted evidence. And she's like, why is the subscription button grayed out and blocked? I just did a full audit of my creator studio. My channel violations are at 0. All my feature eligibility settings are green and enabled. There is no restrictions on this or strikes on the account. If the button is grayed out, it appears to be a manual override on the platform, not a violation of rules. And I said, you can't subscribe to your own channel. I see the subscribe button just fine. It's neither grayed out or blocked. But again, she doesn't understand something. Therefore, they're coming at me. The Jehovah's Witnesses are getting me through my YouTube account. And instead of shutting down the account or deleting all my videos, they just made it impossible for me to subscribe to myself. Oh my God, what a conspiracy. I don't differentiate between Islam and Christianity. Fair, but they do. So that's it. I was hoping we could get something funny before we leave, because I'm pretty pissed off at that kids thing. Anything funny? This was interesting. Signs that Twilight was written by a Mormon. I watched that before. Demonic rituals. Exorcist exposes. The art of prayer maxing. Okay. Let's do it. Art of prayer maxing. What do we got? 5 tips for prayer maxing. Okay. So always say, what the hell is, was this fucking hieroglyphics? What the shit is this? Look at this. Always say, and then an emoji. Always say high five. Number 2, you don't need to wear a mask. Have a whole astronaut? The fuck? No expression is good? It's okay to feel like Arizona? It's okay to feel dry? It's okay to feel cactus? The fuck is this? To quote an Aelfil, it's the lesser of 2 evils. Good. I'm glad, Max. I'm glad. I don't know. Apparently we gotta figure this out. Alright, so what is this? Always say grace. Oh, okay. I guess. So pray over your food, stupid. Eat in one sitting. Don't just thank him for the moment. Thank him for all the hands that led to this. Oh, okay. So what? Every time you take a bite out of your double Big Mac, you gotta seriously pause, put the fork down, breathe, and say grace. Okay. It's not about timing. It's about return to him. It's about subscribe. You don't need to what? What is it? Come on. Why does it jump back to here? I don't understand. Okay. Go back. What the hell? Alright, subscribe button. I don't need to what? Second tip, you don't need to improvise? That's what the two masks were, is improvise. Okay. So we get I don't like these images. Inventing new notes does not mean beauty and meaning. Okay. What? Okay, I have to. How come we're making a black jazz saxophone musician and we're saying that because he made it up, it doesn't mean it's good? Look at this white guy playing the piano in a way that is already laid out for him. Isn't that better? Oh, they are. They're, yeah. Intention and attention is beauty and meaning. Okay. You know, I normally when I bring that up, it's sort of satire. Like, oh, you know, it's they're making a racist comment. You know, it's kind of satirical. But this, oh my god, this is something. This is something. Our Father, yes, Jesus gave us examples. All right, cool. Okay. Okay, take it easy. Have a whole astronaut. What is it? Tip number 3. Create a holy space in your home. This is dumb. I hate it. I hate it. Okay. Number 4, no visuals, quiet. Silence is good, okay, because he had no mouth. I guess that's fine. It's okay to feel alone. So, not to feel Arizona. Me, I was praying. What the hell? All these Wojak memes. Warn against chasing spiritual feelings. Goal of prayer is not emotional intensity. Goal is purification of the heart, sometimes consolation, other times dryness. Is that who I have to, is that what I do for dryness? So when I get to be premenopausal and dryness happens, pray to God for dryness. Oh look, that's us atheists. We're angry, heart science, yelling. Byzantine bro. Gotta mog the demons with prayer. I am a Protestant, and this is a certified banger. I think which one of you said it? Stop the world, I want to get off. Jazz is from the devil. They're really bringing back the 1920s, aren't we? Yeah, they want to set us back. You know, if you guys want to go back in time and just like disconnect, fine. But don't bring the rest of us with you. Isn't there supposed to be something in the Bible that says prayer should come from you and not directed by somebody? I mean, it is coming from you choosing to follow what Jesus said. Our Father who art in heaven, etc. A shrine, yeah, you're making a shrine. I'm not feeling Arizona, I'm feeling more New York or Massachusetts. I think feeling Arizona should now be added to the Lemon Cult's dictionary. God bless you, bro. Hearing a Catholic say you don't have to be a Catholic is a breath of fresh air on this app. So much division over theology on this app. Can we all agree that we're sinners saved by the grace of God through Jesus Christ? Prayer maxing and icon maxing this Lent. Doesn't God warn against icons? Is some Protestant gonna say that? Repent maxing too. Sick. I kind of love forgiveness vespers. What's forgiveness vespers? Fast maxing? Spirit maxing? What does that even mean? I'm Protestant, and your explanation of making the sign before the cross is a new way to align my body, mind, and soul really struck me. I plan to incorporate it into my prayers. Wow. Wow. So, Protestant, they want to go to the spiritual depths of the Catholic Church. Okay. I don't understand how people don't pray. My life is a joyride and peaceful, even in great despair. Soon to be blessed. Baptized Roman Catholic, bless you. I turned the lights off. I put an image of Jesus in front of my face and sat in silence for 5 minutes. I can't think. Meditation. The only thing I could think of is maxing. Something maxing. That's all I could think of. Then I started to pray the Nicene Creed, and I started crying. Thank you so much for your help. I've been struggling for sin and emptiness whenever I pray, but you've led me to a more prayerful life. All I wanted was money for rent. I prayed the entire Mass, somewhat like a meditation. I just keep my heart and mind empty, let the church help me introduce God. I got an email the next day. Apparently there was an account with 300 in it that I forgot about. Next 2 weeks I applied and got a contract job that provides more than enough for me. Okay, I mean, you applied for the work and you're qualified for the work. That wasn't God, Kathleen. I'll put that. Wow, Kathleen. Wow, Kathleen. So glad you got a job that you applied for and were qualified for. Smiley face. I do mean that, but that had nothing to do with God. I never knew Catholics had so much aura with their faith. Oh my gators. I love this video. I go to an evangelical church. I'll get myself an icon someday. Don't let any evangelical hear you say that. You will be beat. Everything maxing. I thought the point of Lent was to not max anything right. I'm feeling Massachusetts too, but I can throw a rock and hit Massachusetts. Don't do that. You'll be a masshole. Meh. I was raised atheist, never really told how to pray. No matter how hard I try, I always feel like I'm doing it wrong. I'm still new to Christianity, so I'm not sure about the denominations and their different methods of prayer, but I always feel so informal. UFO Mark. Oh boy. He's one of those youthful people with a rifle. That's not concerning at all. Trying to see any other interesting comments, but I think it's all just in favor of this. As a Latter-day Saint, it was pretty easy to fall into pride. So grateful for your wisdom, lessons. All right. Interesting. So I guess this guy, he's not successful in converting atheists, but it seems like he's converting other Christians. Okay. Good work. He's a Kirker. I'm sure they're well adjusted and well armed. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, with that being said, I think I'm gonna head out. I meant to do this just for like a lunchtime, like an hour, but I was just having too much fun with you guys. So I'm glad this was good for you, good for me. Had a fun time, and thanks for the Beetlejuice references, because I think that's what I'm gonna go for in the next video. I thought the hair, except for the color, looked kind of like Agent Scully a little bit. Like she always had, it's like she when she put her hair up, it always had those pieces coming off. I don't know. That to me was a little 90s. Every time I think, am I really agnostic? Comments like this clear the whole issue up. Yeah, and I wanted to ask the guy, maybe we can find it real quick, because we can. Atheist. Cool. I have a question, if you don't mind. What changed your mind from atheism to Christianity? What convinced you that Christianity has it right? I mean, really, I'm genuinely not trying to be an asshole. Genuinely. Let me know if it sounds like an asshole. The texture of your hair reminded me of Andy Warhol. I mean, yeah, that's acceptable. That is a reminder. Yeah, I gotta wash my hair, so probably taking care of that too. All right, guys, we'll see you later. I really appreciate you guys spending time with me, and thanks for anybody that's that caught us on the replay gang. That's always good too. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Have a wonderful week. Okay, and I'll have a video posted gosh, hopefully today for members and then tomorrow for non-members. All right. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Don't feel Arizona if